never seen it all. It can all toss away, don't get attached to the current spins, no flurries. The rhythm won't worry. If you fall behind, I'll be humming till you hurry. Top, all the way to bottom of the map, I've seen it all. It can all toss away, don't get attached to the current spins, no flurries. The rhythm won't worry. If you fall behind, I'll be humming till you hurry. With the horn, I'll be on the dog. Can't take a loss with your mouth and the wind draw. With the horn, I'll be on the dog. Can't take a loss with your mouth and the wind draw. All the way to bottom of the map, I've seen it all. It can all toss away, don't get attached. With the horn, I'll be on the dog. Can't take a loss with your mouth and the wind draw.
I bet you ain't noticed that. I took away my sight. I couldn't see my friends. I could not breathe alone. You helped my lungs expand. Slowly losing my mind over you. Burn them like fire and smoke them like drugs. You like seeing me hurt, but I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that. I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that. You smoke up, then I wake up, get into it. I know that I'm a bad man, nothing to it. I knew that, kinda knew that. Don't tell me. I know that we'll be fine someday, my love. My love. Slowly losing my mind over you. Burn them like fire and smoke them like drugs. You like seeing me hurt, but I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that. You, I bet you ain't noticed that. You noticed that. If I drown, would you pull me back to you? If I drown in your poison. If I drown, would you pull me back to you? If I drown. The silhouette's burning, embers rising high, like a chemical fire. The flame won't die. Intertwine, darling, you and I. And my heart beats calm, and just let go. Did I lose my mind and you're curious? Barely scratching the surface. This obsession of mine is fueling the furnace. I'm up all night.
For Team Liquid!
За трета поредна година с нарастващ награден фонд и въпреки водещите. Онлайн от 10 октомври и с мащабен гранд финал в зала 3 на Национален дворец на културата на 16 ноември в рамките на фестивален ден, в който ще видите шоу-мачове, концерт на The Science, финали и тематичен базар за феновете на аниме, косплей и гейминг. Среща с партньорите на проекта и още много изненади. Dota Masters Bulgaria. Трето издание.
Пак ли Dota Masters? И Кадиев ще е там, нали?
All right, ladies and gents, welcome to the Dota Masters Bulgaria, day number 2 of the well, I would say group stage, but the main event part, basically, of the playoff brackets. We yesterday had one series that was on Stomanen's channel, so if you missed the VOD on that one, I'd suggest checking that one out. But games from now on should be from my channel, so do press that follow button to keep yourselves up to date with what is happening in the Dota Masters Bulgaria. It's going to be 3 weeks of tight-knitted action. And going on to the next series today, we have someone else here. We don't have Stomanen, but I am happy to bring in here a player that I was very excited about when I was starting my casting career. It is SlashStrike. Slash, welcome. Happy to be here with you.
I'm very happy to be here as well, and I'm excited to cast this series with you. Yeah, it's quite an interesting, to go from player to caster, watching from the sidelines, but then also knowing what it's like to be, in that game. Of course, it's yeah, much easier to see it from afar. But today's match
hmm
is very promising. I have high hopes. I hope I don't jinx it because last
Anything
couple
can happen.
days, every time I hyped up a series saying that this series is gonna be close and amazing, it ended up being one-sided and stumpy.
Yeah, it can happen.
So don't want to jinx it, but
Oh, just
yeah,
gonna have
these
to hope for the best. Two pretty interesting teams going up against each other. So I think we had a Bulgarian stack versus a Greek stack, if I understood correctly. Forbidden Psychology versus Rico's Servants, which is our second first round matchup. You had some insights on these two teams. They played through the qualifier. Did they actually play against each other's at any part of the tournament?
exactly, yes. So Rico Servants, the Greeks, yep, they faced Forbidden Psychology during the qualifiers. It was the first best of 3 round actually, and the first game was one of the most, if not the most exciting game actually in the whole qualifiers. It was really close, over 50 minutes. Yeah, 53 minutes actually to be exact. It was one of those nail biters where you can't really tell who's gonna win till the last moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the Forbidden Psychology managed to close it out in the end. And unfortunately, the second game was a lot more one-sided. So they took the win 2-0. And Rico Servants managed to still qualify through the second chance match. So yeah, both teams have some experience playing against each other. Although obviously the pressure is here on Rico Servants to show that they've learned from their last matchup.
Yeah, see if they
and
can
to see what
keep
they can improve.
Yeah, keep themselves up to pace with their opponents. I'm looking at that particular best of 3. It was 2-0, and I'm looking at some of these heroes that are out there. The meta for this tournament, for this region, might be slightly different to what people are maybe expecting on the stream about Tier 1, Tier 2 Dota. So I think, honestly, we were talking with Stomanen yesterday. Expect anything. Like, honestly, any hero can show up. Lich, apparently, is like a hyper-favored hero.
That's kind of the running joke. Yeah, it's pretty strange. So many teams seem to be favoring this Lich, even first picking it. To moderate or rather low success. So far, 10 Lich picks, and he's won 4 out of those games.
Yeah, not bad.
And we have to keep in mind, one of the wins was actually by it was BZM playing the Lich mid against a much weaker team. So we can say it doesn't really count, right? It wasn't a classic Lich game, but yeah.
Sometimes you just have to have the right draft to play against. Like yesterday when we saw the Lich, it was like, they only have magical damage. And they don't really have a purge on the Frost Shield, but they just don't really care about the Frost Shield in the game. It's like, sure.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what the teams see in it. I mean, it could just be a comfort hero. It's maybe like one of the more mechanically easy supports in a way. Just throw out the shield, throw out the ulti, hope for the best. Yeah, we'll have to see if that's picked up here. One hero that they'll definitely see contested, banned for sure, if not banned and picked for sure, and that's Invoker.
Yeah.
Knowledge is actually rather known for his Invoker. We even had some some bold statements during the play
I saw something like that. If you're apparently claiming to be the best Invoker in Bulgaria, there is a pretty good Invoker player who's already played in the top level BCM. So I think this is a really, really spicy thing to throw out there. How much MMR does he have, by the way?
I believe he's around 10 or 11k, so
okay.
Pretty high MR. But of course, MR is not everything. It's one thing to own in pubs, and it's another thing to own tier 1 teams with Invokers. So yeah, I would say he still has, he has to prove himself. But it's clear that he has plenty of Invoker games, couple thousand, I believe, so it shows. And the mid for Rico Servants, that's Awas. He also plays the Invoker, not as much, but he plays it, and they're comfortable with it as well. So in the previous series, sorry, yeah, I was just gonna say Rico Servants first picked it in the first game, and then in the second game, when they didn't have first pick, they banned it. So
yeah, that sounds like what my point was going to be. Following up on that is that this hero is either first phase banned or first phase picked, very likely, because Invoker in general is in one of the top 4 heroes of the meta. You talk about Shadow Demon, Shadow Fiend, Invoker, and Sand King are basically the 4 top heroes teams are looking for. Then outside of that, of course, you have a lot of flex with like Tusk, Furion that are also being highly coveted by teams. So I think that Invoker just, fits into the picture that either team either wants it right away or prevents the other team with first pick from getting it for themselves. Is there any real counter pick to the Invoker? Do you think there's something that one team might be willing to pick against if they let the Invoker pass?
I've seen some teams try to deal with Invoker by grabbing Doom. So obviously silence quite effective, but nowadays Invoker is also a lot more about right clicks, not just spell casting. Plus, tends to buy more defensive items. So, yeah, I think it's one of those cases where, it's not impossible that Rico's, maybe prepared a whole draft around it to try and deal with it. But then you gotta ask yourself also, maybe it's better to just ban it and not go through the trouble.
Yep.
Yeah, I think maybe part of its strength could be the fact that BKB has been getting continuously nerfed for so many patches now. It's still picked up, of course, but not prioritized as much, and Invoker thrives versus a low amount of BKBs.
Yeah. All right. I like some of those ideas thrown out there. Also want to say hi to our audience. What you're looking at basically is a tournament worth around 10,000 euros. So this is not like your 500 or 750 or maybe even 2K. This is literally 10,000 euros on the line. And the winners get to play in Sofia, if I remember correct. In Sofia, they play a LAN final as well, which I think would be really hype. That's, I think, one of the cities I would like to visit one day, because I came from Serbia last week, and I'm looking forward to maybe ending up in Bulgaria one day. So I really like what you guys have going in this third installation of the Dota Masters Bulgaria. Very sizable prize pool. We don't see that kind of money in our Finnish tournaments, at least. I think the highest we've had is like, I don't know, 1,500 or 2K, and we have the top players of Finland playing in those tournaments. So really nice to see the situation in Bulgaria.
Yeah, we're also happy to have managed to expand to here. I mean, the prize pool now is double what it was last year.
That's a lot.
So yeah, there's definitely interest. Bulgaria is not the country with the biggest population, but the Dota fans that we do have are quite dedicated.
Yep.
And yeah, we hope that we get to grow even more in the next editions.
Yeah, that's the most important part. But hey, we do have a draft ready, so we can start talking about the Dotes. It's a best of 3 series with Forbidden Psychology versus Rico's Servants. One guy was asking in chat, can you ask SlashStrike to howl?
Simon, yeah, that's kind of a inside joke. We had a team Vorkuwak, which means werewolf. So our greeting was like this werewolf howl.
So it's kind of like the Spartan Au we had with like Level Up. Spartan would have been playing in this tournament if they didn't fail with their scheduling in the qualifiers.
Yeah. With Level Up, that was unfortunate. But yeah, okay, I'll do them the favor. Au. That was the great.
Oh god. All right, that's awesome. Hey, we do have our Invoker going through in the first phase, so is it going to be a Doom reply? It's going to be a Tusk instead for Forbidden Psychology. Outside of those S-tier heroes, the Shadow Fiend was actually the only one that got banned out. There's no Centaur, so I think a hero like Sniper could be sliding through for either team. Usually that is like your prime counter to the Sniper is Centaur. I think there's plenty of good options you can start building your draft from, but this Invoker is definitely going to be mid. I don't think they're going to flex it into support. I think you rarely see Invoker support being played. Maybe in pubs, you might see your occasional carry Invoker with Exhort just right-clicking really hard, but I think we're just going to lock this Invoker into mid.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a given. Tusk, of course, also one of the top supports. I would say purely it's a support versus a mid, but I would rather be the Tusk than the Invoker in this particular matchup, because Tusk actually has a really easy way of dodging most of Invoker spells, which are, quite slow. You got the Sunstrike, the MP, the Meteor, they all kind of take a while to connect.
Yep.
So it's very easy to dodge him with Stonewall. Plus, you have a natural gap close on this hero that likes to stay back, of course. Doesn't really want to be man fighting from melee range.
All right, well, plenty of options then to build around that Tusk. I've seen Windranger 3s being played with Tusk because they just, beat the lane, but do you necessarily win the game? Probably not. 3-wind is very greedy in a sense, because what you build into is generally another damage dealer, but it gives you the option to maybe put something more of a tankier pause 1 that doesn't necessarily rely fully on damage, but can do damage, like take Bristleback, for example. You could play Wind 3, Bristle 1, swap them around if you want to. In general, if you just want to play an easier Tusk game, then just find heroes that want to play aggressive, maybe a Glass Cannon, like a Drow, for example, save him with the Snowball. Plenty of options here. Or maybe, just a Lich.
Yeah, maybe a Lich. I doubt that we're going to see a Lich so soon. Yeah, I mean, like, two of the most meta best carry options, Shadow Fiend, Luna, already been banned.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Lina carry fell out of favor quite a bit. But there's still, the Drow, like you mentioned. Gyro is actually, still pretty decent. Yeah, we'll have to see what they pair it with. Yeah, Tusk is just generally flexible. Ember, okay, so that's gonna be the mid answer, most likely. The hero they want to put against Invoker.
Dire team pick.
Last time Knowledge played versus Invoker, he played Void Spirit, so now it's the other spirit that he wants to show. And we see 2 supports already. Shadow Demon, Dark Willow. Something that kind of worries me so far is basically 3 ranged backline heroes for Rico Servants.
Yeah, you need someone who utilizes that, right? Because now you can play aggressive with Disruption, set an instant Bramble Maze right under, so then you go to an instant route. Now you just need a hero who benefits from that, right?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously have loads of control. Shadow Demon is a great setup hero. Big fan of Shadow Demon in general. I think he just offers a ton, from the setup to the saves, to the stacking with poison, to the ulti countering a lot of heroes. It continues that free nullifier essentially that goes through BKB. And there's the Lich. Oh my god, I can't. So there is a Lich.
Yeah,
after
there
that.
is.
Even though we have 2 purges already for the Frost Shield, but seems like they don't really care about the Frost Shield.
Doing quick adjustments on the audio side of things. Chat is saying that we're pretty quiet, but my OBS is like, we're about to clip, so I don't know who to believe here. But
yeah, if it's only one guy saying it, maybe it might be a settings.
Yeah, I made a slight adjustment, made both of us a bit louder. Hopefully that maybe sorts things out. They'll only see this adjustment in 5 minutes because we are on a 5-minute delay. Just so you know, we're not going to be that actively interacting with chat. We'll try to make this more fun and more enjoyable for everybody. But we will be replying on a delay, so don't worry. We probably didn't miss your message. We have read it, but we just reply on a delay. Lich Alchemist. This is, I think, pub-wise, you usually see like Oracle Juggernaut or Jug Lich, something like that. Just allows, or even Ursa Lich, where you can jump on your opponent with the slows. You close in the gap, you start to do a lot of damage, and with the Frost Shield, your opponents don't get to dish out damage back to you. So with Lich Alch, you have a stun and a slow. And with the minus armor, both of these heroes actually hit sizably hard. So this is really dangerous to play against.
Yeah, there isn't that much direct synergy like you mentioned with the more aggressive carries. I mean, Alchemist, obviously, you know, between the stun and the acid spray, you can definitely get kills. It's not a weak lane. But he is looking to farm after all. So yeah, perhaps they're really just looking at the Lich as a decent laner who's gonna provide some early game magic damage to combo also with the other active heroes, the Tusk and the Ember. Now here we have that front line we were talking about.
Yep.
That they desperately need.
Good lane combo too.
It's yeah, the Mars Willow, classic combo in the lane. Also the ultis combine quite nicely. And
10 seconds remaining.
pretty decent against it's gonna be nice versus Alchemist in the
5
lane. Like
seconds
if he
remaining.
starts brewing up that concoction, you know, you can just spear him away and not give him a chance to actually throw it.
Radiant team ban. Radiant
So
team ban.
Mars should have a good time,
Dire
I'd
team
say, here in
ban.
this lane.
Yeah, pretty rapid bans as well in the final phase, because I was thinking about the Medusa seems like a hero that is unanswered. Could be a pretty free pick for Ricos. They insta-banned it, and also the Gyrocopter. Is that Gyro something that Ricos likes to play a lot?
I haven't actually seen them play the Gyro yet.
10 seconds remaining.
In fact, their carry choices were a bit unusual. I think they picked
5 seconds
Juggernaut
remaining.
in one game, and then
Pretty
Bloodseeker
bad
in
hero,
the other.
though.
So yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not exactly the most meta carries. Then they also had
Dire team
an Ursa actually in the most in the game that they almost won
Mm-hmm.
versus Forbidden Psychology. They played Ursa. Maybe the Lich is like a preemptive answer to that, but yeah, I'm curious to see what they get here. They seem to like
10
their
seconds
slightly
remaining.
off meta heroes, but I think another frontline carry is gonna be a good
5
idea.
seconds remaining.
Actually, Chaos Knight
Radiant team pick.
kind of nice. No, it's gonna be
Pretty similar, though. Lifestealer kind of fits into the picture. You have an Infest Bomb with Mars. You can instantly Arena ult, do damage. Your Rage is pretty effective. Takes away chains, takes away Lich's spells. Tusk can't do too much to you in the lane either as well, if the Tusk were to play that lane versus the Lifestealer, which it looks like it will be. Rage is a very, very handy spell here. But at the same time, Bob Gata secures the Timber Saw as the final pick, and Timber is a damn scary hero.
Yep, Timber last pick, the classic. He's definitely gonna have a nice time versus the Lifestealer. Although out of all the strength carries, Lifestealer is probably one of the better ones to play into Timber on the lane at least. Definitely shouldn't be seeing the Lifestealer die.
10 seconds remaining.
This lane should be fine, but I do think Tusk. I mean, the Tusk just does so much, and you know, Tusk does have that BKB piercing stun, so no free rage TPs. Plus some really well placed shards could be a huge issue, even if you are raged. So
yep.
I wouldn't say it's a free Lifestealer game, but it's a stable carry that, you know, is gonna do fine. Right?
Yeah.
He's not gonna lose with the game, that's for sure.
He needs a build up, that's all, right? The Lifestealer doesn't necessarily want to fight too early in this game. Like, when you get a couple levels, you are strong, you're very hard to compete with. Not necessarily a hero you can kill right away, unless you're bringing in a lot of heroes against him. But his timings later on, especially if he goes like the Sanj and Yasha route, will take away all that extra crown control that Forbidden Psychology has. And it's probably one of the only heroes that actually benefits a lot from S and Y. So that could give him so much good stats for dishing out extra damage. And it also helps versus the Alchemist, like the inbuilt toolkit that the Lifestealer has is pretty good in the Alchemist matchup.
Yeah, and
It's
yeah,
not like
second thought, actually,
it's not like Slark amazing, but it's okay.
it's decent. Yeah, he's gonna gonna be quite survival. And come to think of it, Forbidden Knowledge, Forbidden Psychology, my bad. I keep confusing the name because of the player. Yeah, so Forbidden Psychology, they have loads of AoE, but they maybe do lack a little bit of single target damage. So, they might actually struggle to bring down this Lifestealer if he takes off, if he gets fat. But that's a pretty big if, of course.
Yeah.
But all it's looking like pretty balanced lineup from both teams. I don't think either one is particularly greedy, and they skill kind of similarly. Who would you give the late game edge to here?
I mean, I still like late game Ember and Timbersaw a whole lot more. So maybe on the Radiant side, it comes down to like a lot of the fighting and the initiating, sure, but maybe just scaling wise, I would like Radiant's draft a little bit more. Depends how god-like this Invoker is, right? This is not the Invoker, because we were expecting maybe Knowledge to be the best Invoker in Bulgaria. So Awas will have to prove himself to be just as good.
Yeah, this is a chance to prove himself, like you said. I'm also curious what kind of build we're gonna see from the Lifestealer. Is it gonna be early game aggression with Dezo? I mean, it doesn't make much sense. Ooh, instant D-ward.
Yeah, they pinged it the moment he put it down because they have the ward placed down here. They saw him drop it right there, so easy insta extra gold there. One little mistake that I've learned from my my mid player, who I used to play with quite a lot. He will buy the sentry himself and D-ward it himself, so he gets the money out of it. But this money goes for the Tusk.
Yeah. But to be honest, the experience is maybe even bigger, a bigger deal, because that means, look, Ember hits level 2 from the 3rd creep already.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid will definitely be a lane to watch. I think there's some outplay potential for both heroes, and of course, Knowledge will show us his Invoker knowledge and how it's gonna help him play against him.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been observing, so if I miss out on something, just feel free to call, T-PANDA out.
Of course.
That's where the abbreviation comes from, obviously.
T-PANDA, yeah. That's,
oh, nice Bramble there in the top lane. Good level 1 brawl there. Not a lot the Timber can do. He's out of mana completely, so Tusk's tag team kind of goes down the drain.
Yeah, he actually picked the tag team, but yeah, it's kind of a odd choice maybe with triple melee cores and Timber who doesn't really want to right click much. Maybe the drinking buddies could be more effective.
Could be.
Maybe they value it for the Roche, but I guess they could have some reasoning behind it.
I mean, drinking buddies could definitely be handy with all the roots and some of the control that Rico's side has.
And they actually chose to lane Shadow Demon with the Morris. So
I don't know why though.
Not the classic, Willow Morris combo.
Yeah, I know SD4 is a thing in Pro Dota where they just like to poke a lot. Your opponent doesn't get to play aggressive. I guess that's the idea, that every time Alk wants to go in, you have the bubble versus the concoction, so Alk should never actually get a stun off. But Willow Mars is just so traditional. You're so used to seeing that pair up in the lane.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I mean, I do think Shadow Demon has lots of room to scale. And in this particular game, I mean, outside of Willow becoming a right-click core, which isn't super realistic, you do want your Shadow Demon to have some items so he can be effective. Ether Lens.
Yep.
The gas range is huge.
Charge is pretty huge too on this SD once you get to that.
Yeah, one of the best shards for sure. It's actually gonna be really effective versus. It's gonna immediately purge any chains. Also the stat loss of Timber's Q. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
I do wonder how they're planning on nerfing this Shadow Demon hero, because sometimes you talk about like, oh, one ability is too strong or something is a bit lacking, but you can't really change his shard or his ags, because I think they're both what they should be on this hero, right? Like maybe the shard getting a second charge as well once you pick up ags, like having 2 cleanses and 2 demonic purges might sound a bit OP. I don't know if they what they plan on doing to the SD, because everyone loves this hero, pro Dota wise at least.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. If anything, they could change his second spell. I mean, that's the one that usually has gone through the most iterations.
Oh yeah, yeah, with the promulgate. Promulgate facet.
So mid is looking quite even for now. Equal denies, almost equal last hits.
Yeah, Willow also rotated into mid to help out with the water rune, but it did go for the Tusk, and Willow was forced to TP back top. Tusk is already back here.
So yeah, fairly quiet for now. Only nearing 5 minutes. No first blood yet.
You have a pretty strong timing approaching here in the top lane for this Radiant Offlane duo, which they do actually try to utilize here. But Styles and Knight might be the ones to take down the Tusk first, as he is running away from Knight. And dropping so low, but Knight can't actually get to him. Too much slows thrown in his way.
His over corrosion was in his backpack and it didn't load in time. Maybe if he had that, he could have gotten those extra hits in. Bit unfortunate here, yeah, for another attempt. Brambles and Timber.
It's his last bit of mana used just to try to chain away. So he's got no mana. Interesting ward spot there by Styles.
Yeah.
Don't see that one too often.
Obviously sees less, but it's also very unlikely to get rewarded.
Very unpredictable. Mid, there's a bit of a dive going on. Knowledge has dropped pretty low here, but Invoker throwing out the tornado on both of them. Tries to finish off the Ember. Not quite enough, though. And again, just another tag team popped by 1k Trash to no real extent here.
Yeah, all it did was add 25 damage to the Sleight of Fist, and that was basically it. Well, there's going to be battle for the 6-minute power rune. Willow and Tusk.
It's a shield rune, and that goes for Styles. Now Ember's in a bit of trouble here. Willow is moving in for the Bramble, but Tusk is keeping tabs, so Ember gets to move out, hits level 6, Remnant Tome, regenerate, then return. Bottom lane also, Chelsea. They're doing the same ward here as well. This is very curious. Both teams have exactly the same ward in a spot you wouldn't expect, as Bob Gata is able to take down the Lifestealer. That's going to be our first blood at 6.5 minutes for Forbidden Psychology.
Yeah, that's not something we expected. Lifestealer was doing so well up to this moment, and if you had me guess, I would have never said that Lifestealer is the hero to give away first blood.
Yeah, he's 1 level ahead. He's been getting more out of this lane compared to the Lifestealer. Things have been looking good so far.
Yeah, I mean, they've been zoning him a bit, but with the Tusk roaming, you know, Timber's been getting solo XP, so...
Shadow Team is steeping up top as well. They want to kill this Timber.
That's a big commitment if they don't get him.
Ricos. They're still trying to...
Brambles are cooldown.
Check where the Timber is. There's the slow. With the open wounds, Ricos is running down the lane. They spot the Timber. He's down into the water. And Chelsea rotates in just to give a bit of backup. So I don't think that TP was necessarily needed by the Lich.
Mid, snowball.
Oh, going for the dive on Awas. Now the turn, maybe. Styles gets to rotate in here to help him out. Tusk gets out, though. And Knowledge, you gotta be careful. Level 3 Slight. That could kill the Willow with the double impact. And I think he's... I mean, he's just going for the bounty rune, regenerate a bit. But they are 3 here. They could try again. Yep. Going straight to the Willow. Nowhere to go. Nothing's going to save you from that. The haste rune picked up by the Invoker. If it was picked up by the Ember, there's an instant tornado to dispel it. Nice little bubble thrown out there. Nice snowball dodge as well. Tornado is going to be a complete miss, and Ricos, he's trying to make a run for it, but just taking too much damage. Maybe Chelsea falls first. Knowledge actually gets the kill before him. So for all of his 3 teammates gets the XP, but at the same time, that is pretty much a solo kill. Ricos gets the last hit on it, but Invoker picking up all the experience from it.
Yeah, we're picking up the pace here a little bit.
Yeah, he got double the XP compared to everybody else on the Invo.
And
They
picks
smoked
up
the bottom.
now Chainmail. Oh yeah, so the two supports rotating together a lot, but 9 minutes, both are level 4. Definitely need some kills to happen, or we're gonna fall behind. Destruction.
Arena Spear's available. He gets his ulti, but it's off cooldown. Can he get the pop? He's got a 10-stick charge as well. He uses both, and he will not survive. So that's going to be Rico's Servants picking up a very important kill off of the carry Alk, who's been topping net worth so far. There, I could see a world where he gets to press R just before the spear connects, and it might be enough regeneration to keep him alive, but he didn't. But Bobkata being chased as well. Knight, Awas. Chelsea coming in for the rescue, but only level 5. Lich doesn't have ulti. Still, Knight is got to be careful here. Infests to safety. Styles finishes off the first kill, and here comes Player X as well, rotating with the Alchemist. The supports are with him. Throws a stun on the Invoker, but won't be able to see him. Styles will drop. The dust thrown in. They see where he is. The snowball in, and here comes Knowledge as well. This Invoker's got nowhere to go. Attack team around him. Knowledge gets this one. All right.
Yeah. Forbidden Psychology did bring 5 heroes for this though. And then it ended up being little support for offlane, which is, you know, considering the hero commitment, it's even-ish. Looks like they're doing a bit of a lane swap now with Timber down bottom.
Yeah, I think it could have been better if they were able to move towards the tower, get the T1 out of the way.
Yeah, but yeah, Player X just gonna be closing in on his relic. It's looking like maybe 13-minute radius, which is not that fast for Alchemist. He did die once, of course, and I'm still really curious to see what the build is gonna be for this Lifestealer. I think that determines a lot. Is he gonna get a radiance of his own? It's gonna be the Desu, maybe a Mjolnir build. I think that's gonna decide, or it's gonna show actually what kind of tempo Rico Servants are looking for.
Yeah. I've just been given a an emotes requisition, so let's see if I can get this one added.
Oh, Joel has been added to
yes,
chat.
Joel has been added to chat. There we go.
Alright.
There we go. I knew one of my main mods. Actually, well, I would call him main mod. Like, he's the guy who you used to always see in like big production. Ray J. Even outside of Dota, like doing a lot of CS and stuff like that. It's like I knew it that there had to be a Joel in chat. So there we go. Meanwhile, Styles is being chased here. Knowledge, the save from Rico's with the bubble, but Mars is wanting to get that arena off. Only catches the Tusk. It's gonna be the sole hero caught. Snowball save for now. But looks like he got caught by the Bramble and he dies because of it. Oh, that's a bit rough. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade as both supports are dead all over. But Knowledge maybe dying to Awas here. Player X moving in as well to help him out. Spells on cooldown, but stuns available. Bobkata also rotating from this side. The spear finishes off the Ember Spirit. Can they get this Invoker? Knight's Deafening Blast, and now Knight coming in from the back as well. Bobkata still being poked by Flare. He catches the Invoker, and Player X is still dropping, but he does get his Chemical Rage. That is a signal for the Lifestealer to back out. Now that's a saving spear as well. Didn't connect into any tree. And now they're going to kill the Willow with it too. So plenty of fighting here.
And blame him for that spear, to be honest. That looked pretty wonky. I mean, that's got to be a clip there. But yeah, it actually ended up saving the Timber. So that's, yep, 30 minutes exactly, and the Radiance is done for Player X. And it looks like Metzel also on the Lifestealer is also going to be going for Radiance. He hasn't queued up for now at least, but of course, the lifestealer doesn't farm nearly as fast, so this is gonna be quite a while away. And he actually TP's down bottom. Willow's still not level 6, 13 minutes in, that's definitely costing him.
This lifestealer's gotta be careful. This Bob got the Timber, so he's gonna do the same combo again, and he's gonna kill this lifestealer, but at the same time, yeah, fighting in mid, they got the arena to connect on Knowledge, and maybe even catching the Tusk. He does manage to snowball out of the arena, but gonna get stalled by the ice wall. And that's gonna be another kill for Rico's Servants.
Double kill for us, yeah. It was actually the, just the skill shot Brambles that ended up catching the Ember initially. One of those spells that you kind of, it has so much range that you just don't really, if you don't expect it, it can set up for that arena spirit combo and get you killed. Ooh, solo kill attempt by Styles
can
on
he get
top of the
Pokata? Yes, he can.
And he can.
Solid.
Follows it up with a tip. Meanwhile,
what I can do here, chasing this Mars as well onto the high ground here. A bit of punishment, Forbidden Psychology, able to get themselves a trade going. Offlane for Offlane. Nice bubble save, but it catches the Shadow Demon as well, even though because it was right next to the Invoker. But some really good slows, the Demonic Purge onto the Alchemist. Another good set of Brambles here. They'll get the kill on Ricos, but they won't be able to catch this Invoker. Awas is able to make his way out. There's the D-ward attempt. Styles. Okay, he hits the sentry above the Ops ward, so gives the money away for the Lich. That leaves the tower open. I mean, I guess they could just, TP back in. You got Blink and Arena in 10 seconds on the Mars. Is he interested in coming to the defense, though? I think they could easily fight this.
Yeah,
there's no ulti on Alk either. But that...
Sentries being killed left and right.
Yeah. A lot of the D-warding wars are on.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Or the D-wars, even.
Almost disruption. But, I'll just manage to get away.
A lot is on this Mars. If he can get himself a really good arena going, they can just absolutely annihilate heroes. They have so good damage in close quarters on this Rico side. And Knight actually surprises them with the sudden Centaur. Lich gets away, Tusk snowballs onto Rico's, tries to take down the Shadow Demon. Okay, he gets deleted by the Timber, but they caught the Ember. Knowledge, though, he is released from his prison, and he's able to jump out with a Remnant, so he's out. Meanwhile, Awas goes down. This is not good for Rico's. They've used everything, and this might be a third kill as well. This Willow shouldn't be able to live with all of that damage. Good Terrorize coming out, but the Alchemist hits the backline. Styles is gone, Flare is gone, and that's the T1 down as well. And this Alchemist is really happy to see fights going this well for them.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Forbidden Psychology's lineup is good at, that's chasing. You're not getting away from this Ember and Timber Saw. So I think Rico's Servants, I mean, they just gave this fight away. Like, it didn't look very coordinated. Invoker, Shadow Demon behind the tier 1 on the left. Meanwhile, Mars in front of the tower trying to kill Ember with Willow. They could have just finished the tower.
Yep. Bit lacking on the ground control side, but when they show up in force, they definitely have damage to kill an Ember Spirit, so that's a good catch down and bottom. It pretty much is almost the entire team showing up for this one, while the Invoker also finishes the T1 tower in mid.
Yep, well, like you said from the draft, Disruption into Brambles, pretty nice combo considering that Willow can follow up from like 2 screens away.
Yeah. And then you can also spear to another Bramble to get a double route going.
Yep. Or just stun him if there's freeze available, of course. Yeah. Arena up soon, and Radiance finished for the Lifestealer. And we'll have to see to what extent he manages to keep up with the Alchemist. Alchemist will always be faster, of course, but lead is not that big for the Alchemist yet.
Finding at the jungle here, they caught the Willow first. Stun on the Timber. Knight moves in, wanting to use that fresh Radiance. in the middle of everybody. This pretty early range. Nice arena from Flare. They're just getting annihilated inside it, though. Kata needs to survive a bit longer. The chain is cancelled, though, with a nice tornado from Awas. And now Knowledge and Player X are going to have to do the cleanup crew. Maybe the Invoker falls. Can they get more? This Lifestealer is still at it. Okay, Rage TP out seems like the decision. That kind of leaves the Mars alone here. It's like, oh, we thought we were fighting.
Nice. Where are you?
Yeah, there's like they just sacked the Mars. He's thinking like, where did everybody go?
Yeah, it was a nice combo, but it took them a long time to kill that Timber. Who, by the way, is gonna have a pipe very, very soon. And he was actually lacking the cloak component, so once that's finished, we might start seeing Rico Servants have some damage issues. Of course, the Radiance, you know, it deals some damage, but at 20 minutes, you know, it's more of a farming item instead.
Yeah, I got a crazy idea for you, Slash. So heroes don't get that much HP now with the lack of Bracer. What do you think about Triple Cloak?
Triple Cloak, you mean?
Just stack the magic resistance. It's pretty cheap and it's pretty good stats. Just throwing it out there.
Well, versus certain lineups, hold that thought. Timber Salt.
Yeah, well, got the drop low here. Sunstrike on top of him. Finishes him off. Awas will survive. And they're going to try and chase him all the way. But this Ember, he's a player. He carries dust.
He's prepared, you know, what's up, yeah. So, yeah, Shadow Demon.
Straight into the arms of Styles. He's going to try and finish him off with the Bedlam. But doesn't get the damage instantly. Okay, sure. The Shadow Realm will get enough damage to finish him off. And there's the Vengeance coming out from Player X.
Yeah, but Styles is more than happy to die for that. By the way, this is the second. You know, it took him a while to get his level 6, but so far he solo killed the Timber and the Ember now as well. So he's definitely
what a player.
Making it work. Yeah, the casual cloak, I can see it work against the heavy magic damage lineup, but in this case, I think both teams have a pretty balanced mix of physical and magical damage.
All right, all right. I can see a friend of mine has been joking about it. Like he builds Triple Cloak in every single game, and he just wins in pubs. So it's like, yeah, you're cooking something that might work.
Who knows? Yeah, every great new idea is usually laughed at initially. So
yep, you are right about that.
Who knows? Tormentor gonna be picked up quite quickly by Rico Servants. They really prioritize their supports shards, and it's gonna go Wave Styles. This is maybe his reward.
It's the first shard in 21 minutes, by the way. Nobody has a shard yet in the game.
Yep. Although, yeah, there's some very strong ones, Invokers and Marses. I think the Mars shard is actually an absolute must. I mean, being able to stun 2 heroes instead of 1 with the spear, it's a game changer.
They need all the lockdown. Oh, double Wisdom just spawned for the Alchemist to pick up, so he just hit level 17.
Yeah, this Alchemist is...
he's a unit.
He actually went for the more aggressive approach with the Orchid before BKB, which I like. Huge fan of Orchid. I think that item is good every single game pretty much.
Yeah.
There's always somebody that you want to silence.
And once you get Bloodthorn, you just destroy targets. You hit so fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bloodthorn takes care of any damage issue.
Yeah, you literally go and shop, you search for attack speed, and you look at what gives the most. Bloodthorn is plus 100 compared to the 90 on Mjolnir, for example. So,
yeah, it's
plus the effects that it gives, so pretty sick item.
And the fact that you can cast it on somebody while they're BKB, then you still get that bonus magic. Which adds up, and it's pretty crazy. I'm looking at Yules soon for Mars, which will, you know, it's another potential setup, but it does mean a later BKB, which could be an issue. And speaking of BKB, Knowledge on the Ember has almost finished his, just 100 gold away. They definitely want to wait for that before fighting.
Yeah, it's getting close to it. I had a quick question, by the way. I'm previewing the game. Is it mirrored for you? Or does it look normal?
Mirrored.
Bottom tower is under
So it
attack.
is mirrored for you.
No, it's looking regular. Not sure you mean
Okay, because it's mirrored for me. So I was like, are you seeing it correct? I never actually asked you about that.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Oh, Knight's
Ooh,
gonna get
jump on
silenced
that.
up, stunned as well. He's surely dead. There's nothing that's gonna save him here. The
disruption.
bubble might just do it though. He's got a stick and rage, and he infests out of this one. Beautiful. That's all thanks to Rico's with the Shadow Demon. They will take down Styles, but they're still gonna take the Lifestealer with them. So yeah, not that beautiful in the end. And they lose the Mars as well. It's a complete disaster for Rico's servants because they can't really mount a turnaround. They don't have a counter initiation after that.
It looked amazing, but then, like I said, I think, you know, their damage issues are really starting to show. Like, who's actually threatening this Timber set?
Yeah, there's a bit of a reverse Top Gear where they go, oh no. Anyway, that was kind of like,
Exactly.
oh wow. Anyway,
Wow,
they still
saved
lost it.
them for 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's what pretty much happened.
I mean, this look at this Alchemist. You know, he
He's
has
very
voltage,
low.
He's to be very careful here. Does dispel the cold snap, and he gets the blink out.
Yeah.
Is there no tornado there or something? Maybe.
Nope. He
was
never
spot.
threw it. He never threw it in.
Still behind it.
I think he was just trying to surprise from Invis with the instant cold snap. But he did have
Tip,
chemical
by the
rage,
way.
so he was going to be okay with that one, though. But jumping the back line, now he gets his vengeance on the Invoker. He starts hammering away, and Awas, he has no way out of this one. Player X will get this kill. The Willow's going to be dropping as well to Knowledge. Chelsea's the one to pick up the final hit. They're really on a roll here on this Radiant side. Yeah, a bit of smiley faces out there from Knowledge as well.
Drop in the brackets. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he did get tipped
Yeah.
by Styles, so it's fair. And by the way, the Yules we talked about like 3 minutes ago, Blair still doesn't have it. So item progression here for Rico's servants not looking great. Definitely falling significantly behind now, even though we expect a gold lead for the team with Alchemist. It's 13k at 25 minutes is a lot.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not just the Alchemist causing that.
Yeah, he's only got 8,000 of that, so supports being tied up means one of the cores, or two of the cores, has more net worth. 2,000 gold difference between the Invo and the Ember. But the Lifestealer and the Timber are surprisingly close to each other. So you talked about the pipe being up on the Timber Saw. He's got S and Y and BKB on his quick buy. So he's going to have BKB in just a couple hundred gold. And what is that? Is that a Shiva's that he potentially just lined up with the helm and the crown?
Yeah. Yeah, his yeah, so it looks like he wants to get a BKB, then finish off his Karisanj, and then probably go into Shiva's.
Okay.
Of course, might change, but who knows? But yeah, interesting. You said regarding the net worth, yeah, most of the non-alchemist advantage is the massive difference between the Timber and the Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, Timber's just a huge threat, while Mars slowly turning into a third support, and that's a huge issue.
Yeah, with this build especially, like he's not going to help damage output wise.
Yeah, I really have to question this Yules and what it's really bringing here offensively, because defensively you might as well just shell out 1k additional gold for the BKB. So it must be for the setup, but it's not like they really struggled with setup that much.
Yeah, I agree. Like they already have setup. There's a reason they picked the SD and the Willow, so that they have setup heroes. They have Tornado. Now you got another ability that sets up but doesn't really enable anybody to deal damage. Hence why I would think, wouldn't the Hex be better? Because it doesn't send a hero invulnerable. It doesn't send him out from the fight for a while. Mega Observer asking, Doner Kebab or Gyros? What do you think?
Well, I mean, the Greek team's answer, being home of the Gyros, yeah, I think there's no way they say anything else.
I'm gonna give them the rolled kebab in Finnish. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like shawarma, but or just just a rolled kebab, like this really long, like half a meter thingy.
Half a meter, wow, that's That's for more than one person, right?
No, it's just for one.
Nice. Yeah, that's when you've been out
What?
all night and morning.
Last time in Bulgaria, someone wanted to give me pig's ears. I've never heard of pig's ears. Is that like a local delicacy?
Well, never tried it either. I mean, yeah, could be some cities, but yeah, not my thing. But yeah, let's do a quick item check. So,
My carry is from some rural village and seems like he has lags. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, far ahead as they are, they do need him for the win here.
Yeah.
It's not like they can actually 4v5 just yet.
No, not this Alchemist is a huge piece of that team fight. Like he's the one who cleans things up when needed. So Ember can slow them down, drop them low. Timber does the same, but this Alchemist is the insurance.
Yep. Plus, it's unlikely to get to that point, but I always like to theory craft when there's an Alchemist, see how good the Ags are on his team for the potential gifted Ags. And pretty much all 4 heroes have very strong Ags upgrades.
Oh, you see this? You see? Oh, this is what I've always wanted. Oh, I'm so happy.
Well, as we're waiting on pause, might as well see if there's anything going on in our Twitch chat while we were talking about some audio stuff. There's Kotkata bigger than Bobkata.
Yeah, so Bobkata is the Timber Saw here, obviously, but Kotkata.
Was he the guy from the yesterday series?
Yeah, he's actually playing also on Tamsme, one of the favorites.
Yeah.
Kotkata means the cat.
Yeah, we talked about that with Stoman and the cat and the fly.
And the fly, yeah. Animal fans, gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, yeah, Bobkata doesn't mean anything. It's just Bob. It's like the Bob, the little Bob.
Well, we're getting the go when ready sign, so we'll be back underway with game number 1 with Forbidden Psychology and Rico's Servants. Has this been going according to expectations? You were talking about you hope you're seeing some tight series.
Well, yeah, it's not looking very tight for now, and kind of. I don't want to count them out just yet, but try to imagine, what items.
Look at this SD, by the way. He's been smoke farming these camps with Shadow Poison, stacking them up and cleaning camps with it.
I like it. You gotta be aggressive. You gotta try, get out there, do something. Actually, something that always annoys me that we've seen from the weaker teams here is the second they fall behind, they kind of just start hugging their base, scared to make any move, and kind of just waiting to lose. It looks like, and that's just no way to play the game.
Yeah,
you gotta make stuff happen.
They're not interested in the Aegis, actually. Well, okay, the Ember's gonna pick it up. I think he's a better hero for it compared to the Alchemist, who's very timing dependent with the Chemical Rage, so this makes a whole lot of sense.
Plus, the Alchemist shouldn't be that prepared to goes according to plan. He's got the Bloodthorn finish, by the way. And, yeah, I'm trying to see like what item do Rico's servers need to, start having damage and being a threat. And if I look at the cores, nobody's queuing up. We got BKB for Invoker, BKB for Mars, and Nullifier for Lifestealer. I mean, these aren't damage items. Plus, I have to question this Nullifier. I can see some uses for it, but you've got Shadow Demon on the team. So if he's not cutting it, then
I think the reason is they want to use SD ulti on Alchemist and Nullifier on the Frost Shield target.
Yeah.
So because we see Knight is not actually with his team most of the time these fights are happening. He's either trying to run to the back line, try to poke a support. If he can delete the Lich from the fight, I think it makes it a lot easier for Ricos to start wearing down Forbidden Psychology. But I do agree with you that it's not really the damage item they're probably looking for, because Mars hasn't picked up any damage items in his inventory, so they're definitely lacking. Now with a bit of a deep dive, Kata. Yeah, he burst that Mars down to half HP, but he missed the spear, so gonna have to wait for that to come back off cooldown. He does not have the shard either. He has a... Okay, he just bought it. He just directly bought it, so he does have the shard on the Mars now. He also buys a smoke. It goes to his backpack, unfortunately, and he catches the Timber Saw, but that's all he does. The Snowball will take them even deeper inside Rico's base. The Snowball, sorry, the Meatball in this case, flying in. The Tusk is going to melt to it. They will find their first kill. Can they find more? Flare is dropping. Knight will get released from that infest. Awas trying to poke this Timber Saw. Force Bob Kata to run away. The Terrorize will be there. Cancels out the Timber Chain, but the Tornado, that's such a bad timing for it. That was their opportunity to kill him, but they will finish off the Alchemist, and Rico's blinks in, catches another one. Bob Kata goes down as well, and now it's down to Knowledge on the high ground. Stunned, Indies gets force-staffed as well into another Bramble. Beautiful.
Oh, that was actually the Psychic Headband by Rico's. Really nicely played, and well, this is what Rico's servants were waiting for. 5k swing.
And 10,000 in XP. Someone noted out in Twitch chat, yes, I read your message, that the offlane difference was 6 levels between the Timber and the Mars. Now Mars is 14, Timber is 18, so he picked up like 3 levels, or 2 levels at least from that team fight, even though he died pretty early on. So that's a pretty big swing.
That's a big swing. Yeah, they managed to do it. I mean, to be fair, and they're not
another one.
I like this. Yeah, they're not gonna give him the time to respawn.
That was again. Yeah, they've not really found a lot of connection with the Tornado from this Invoker. I think that's the reason they haven't been using it this game. But
yeah, it's or rather, it's connecting, but not maybe at the best times.
Yeah,
kind of with the Tornado. But yeah, I like this. They're playing fast. They're not giving them time to respawn and gather. Supports lower level, respawn quicker, and they just go ahead and kill him before the cores are back up. And looks like they're looking at Knowledge here, but can they do it? Chase them before the BKB?
Very nice. That's what you want. But you needed a follow-up on it. Willow wasn't there with the Brambles. That's the one spell that they needed to connect after it. And I think this might cost them more than they would like to, because there's no arena now. They have to run away. And they're going to definitely lose somebody, but how many heroes do they lose in total? Styles is at 18 HP. He gets the Shadow Realm off, and he survives, but the Radiance is burning from this Alchemist. He throws in a stun to hit the backline. Mars is going to give his life away. Styles has already dropped as well. Invo trying to make a run for it. Able to force staff away from the shards. Rico's is spotted, and he force staffs himself as well away. Looks like he's going to be safe from this one, but that one backfires.
Yeah, it was so close to working. They just really needed that Terrorized Sphere to connect before he could press the BKB, or at least the Brambles to force the BKB, like you said, because they had neither, and then he was able to just jump away without even using the BKB. So, yeah, bit of a costly mistake. They lose. They managed to cut their losses though. All the last 2 heroes.
They found Rico's. Bad thing is that Lich Facet does actually last longer than your Disruption, so you're still going to get hit by that ulti even if you try to save yourself.
Yeah, no way to wait it out. And now Bobcat on the Timber picks up the very, very balanced 20% magic resistance talent. Speaking of those cloaks, that's a free cloak right there. Oh, mid.
We're done here. It's actually the Ember caught. Another arena placed down with a snowball save is out. It will end as well, connecting onto the Mars. Ember jumps away. Tusk is in the middle of everybody. Chelsea's going to be there too. Alchemist, though, trying to look for that Invoker. And they're dropping quite low on the Radiant side. There's also a buyback coming in for Rico's. But Bob Kata, he's going to come and reinforce them. Now Knight He's going to be stuck in the middle. Lich throws in a casual spell, dies to the nullifier and the Radiance tick. He's found another kill, but Player X is out of mana and he's ulted as well by Rikos, who did buy back a moment ago. And Alchemist is going to get chased as well. Player X is dropping. Knight looking for the kill. Both Kata trying to help him out, but he's raged up once again, and he will take no damage from this Timber. Another Sunstrike sent to the back line. Doesn't connect, but it does not matter. If they can kill him, and if Awas can make him his way out with 80 HP, it looks like he will. Rikos, another bubble with the blink in, and they'll get both Kata. Well, okay, I've said that twice now. Do I have to say it thrice? No, I don't. Now they finally got him.
Yeah, looks like, you know, maybe Rikos had a dinner or two to eat during that pause, because ever since we came back from it, they've been it's like they came alive.
Yeah, too much shawarma.
Exactly. Yeah, they did use the buyback here on Flare, which actually puts him below the Dark Willow net worth. And,
yeah, and
that's definitely a bit
Rikos.
worrying. Yeah, that's definitely now a third support. But on the other hand, Lifestealer is almost...
He's still keeping up to the
finished with
Alchemist, which is
Scotty.
pretty huge. And having that
Disruption,
nullifier will
Arena.
help them a lot here. Knowledge just melts. Big nukes there from both of these.
Not respecting the setup here, making that Chain Frost bounce a little bit more than it should. Yeah, not respecting here the disruption into Spear that they already landed dozens of times, it seems like, this game. Yeah, Scotty done, and now the Lifestealer's build is looking really good. Between the Skadi and the Orb of Corrosion, that's a lot of slow and a lot of regen reduction.
Gotta be ready for the jump,
Very,
though.
very useful.
Alk with that silence, if they can just jump this Lifestealer without the bubble from Rikos, or take this SD out, he will not be able to buy back. He's so deep as well. Player X is loading up. He's preparing to go in, and it's onto Awas, and he will get connected. The SD got caught by the same stun as well. They're both sitting duck here. Rikos 4 steps away. Awas will survive for now, but standing his ground, hoping Knight's gonna help him out. 1k trash goes down. The Tusk is gone. Bob Kata, he does not get stunned from an initial stun, but the Crown of Thorns, the cursed crown placed upon his head, will finish him off. He's got no buyback. Rico's servants, they have a way to win this now.
Did they have to fight this before the Ember spawned? Because now Ember's alive, but you don't have your Timber for 70 seconds. It's like they're going one by one and they aren't taking the fight together.
Yeah. His Lifestealer's just shredding them apart.
One Bramble forces the BKB out from Ember, and now for 90 seconds he doesn't really feel comfortable going in. First Rax is actually going to be claimed by Rico's servants.
Maybe even more. This Timber's out for 40 seconds, so they will not have their full team available. Knight just continues going Alacrity, and then I think they also have a Solar Crest, right? Actually, they don't.
They need the creeps. They need the creeps. Yeah, that's without a Solar.
Yeah, the creeps are coming in now, but they lost some precious time.
They lost a lot of time.
Oh, they caught out Knowledge, though, but the Spear misses from Flare. But here's the instant response from the Tusk to save him with the Snowball. Now he might just die inside as well, and he's not going up. And Knight is dropping low. This Lifestealer down to half HP. Oh, look at that regeneration.
That Lifesteal.
Oh my goodness, Knight
lives up to his name. That's a dead Alchemist. Second Rax gone. 11k lead now.
They haven't been 5 for 2 minutes. They have always had either 3 or 4 heroes. And again, they're at the same situation.
It's the feed train. Yeah, now there's still no
even if he buys back,
seconds.
yeah, even if he buys back his 30 seconds for Chemical Rage, they're gonna get Megaed here. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try and fight this, but it's not gonna be good.
At this point, Rico's servants are happy even losing a couple heroes just to get the Megas, but I don't see how this Lifestealer is gonna die.
There's all the Alchemist buys back now, but he still doesn't have that ultimate. So this is very desperate for him to try and chase. The Nullifier slows him down. He has to BKB to try to catch somebody. Now they caught Knight on the side. Willow fighting his own battles. Invoker is cornered, tries to TP out. Awas is dead. 1k trash will drop. That's going to be the dieback on the Tusk. Nice terrorized there from the Willow. Alk finally has his ult, but he cannot take the damage. He's gone as well. And that's 110 seconds without your carry. They lose the Timber as well. Rico servants, they force everybody out, but Knowledge, he's had
GG.
enough. That's GG.
Drops the G's, and Rico servants take this. I definitely didn't expect the game to finish like this.
Oh, yeah. That was something else.
I mean, obviously Rico servants played well, not to take away from it, but I have to consider this a definitely a throw here by Forbidden Psychology. I mean, it's not like the game was completely over, but like you said, for the last 5 minutes, they never fought as 5. It was always 1 by 1, not waiting for BKBs, not waiting for respawns, and Rico servants just took full advantage of it, kept the train going, and ran away with the game.
Yeah, like I learned from yesterday, a word in Bulgarian, it was time to pichete for Forbidden Psychology, and Rico servants, they're able to sneak in themselves the lead in the series. But I think this talks quite a lot of volumes that this could just be a tight series between the two. Everything will go down to game number 2, though, where we'll see if it gets closed out by Rico servants or if it's going to end up into a game 3. However, me and SlashStrike, we're going to take a tiny break. I really need to get some water or something because I'm coughing like mad. I'm muting myself like every 10 seconds. So we'll be back, guys, in a couple minutes for the next game.
See you guys in a bit.
Heartbreak so difficult to heal. Addicts know they're addicted. They know when they're shooting up. But heartbroken people do not. But you do now. But you do now. What your mind is telling you. Simply cannot trust what your mind is telling you.
Mirrors on the wall, staring back at me. Stranger in the hall, frozen by the scene. Portraits seem to fade. He lost his centerpiece. Can't recall his face. I hope he'll rest in peace. Haunted by my mind, victim or the prey. Everything is fine. Take me to my grave. Bury me alive, keeping me astray. Hard to say goodbye.
Take me to my grave, bury me alive, keeping me astray. Hard to say goodbye to who I am today. Haunted by my mind, victim or the prey. Everything is fine. Take me to my grave, bury me alive, keeping me astray. Hard to say goodbye
see what he loves about you. You're so perfect. Hope you know that you got everything. I messed up and I'm haunted. And if I'm being honest, I see what he loves about you. You're so perfect. Hope you know that you got everything. I messed up and I'm haunted. And if I'm being honest, messed up and I'm haunted. I see what he loves about you. You're so perfect. Hope you know that you got everything. I messed up and I'm haunted. And if I'm being honest, I try to make it all stop. Say I'm okay, but I'm not. No, I can't help it. I'm so jealous of you taking that place in his heart. It should be me, but it's not. Wish I could care less, but I'm so jealous. I see what he loves about you. You're so perfect. Hope you know that you got everything. Messed up and I'm
feeling like I'm second best, someone that you could forget. Got me drinking that healing, sinking in this feeling. Leave me the time, giving me the signs of life. Making you look clear, but you're gonna read me in the deep.
за трета поредна година с нарастващ награден фонд и въпреки водещите. Онлайн от 10 октомври и с мащабен гранд финал в зала 3 на Национален дворец на културата на 16 ноември в рамките на фестивален ден, в който ще видите шоу-мачове, концерт на The Science, финали и тематичен базар за феновете на аниме, косплей и гейминг. Среща с партньорите на проекта и още много изненади. Dota Masters Bulgaria. Трето издание.
Пак ли Dota Masters? И Кадиев ще е там, нали?
All right, welcome back, folks. We're heading over to game number 2 with Rico Servants versus Forbidden Psychology here at the Dota Masters Bulgaria, the second day of the playoff bracket. Just want to quickly also mention a quick shout out to our main sponsor, SAP, that you've probably ran into that logo before from previous Dota events as well. They do a great job with all kinds of analytical and statistical work and are very... I was about to say vocal, but they're probably not vocal, but very noticeable from Dota events. So nice to have SAP on board for this particular tournament here with Dota Masters Bulgaria with a 10,000 euro prize pool. Pretty big the teams are playing for. And with Rico Servants already up ahead with a game, they were losing that one, I would say, quite heavily to some extent, but they were able to turn things around in just 6 minutes. And then it was a landslide of a victory for Rico Servants. So here with SlashStrike, they did not get their hands on the Invoker, first face banned because of the first pick for Forbidden Psychology. What else do you spy on the board? How have things changed from Game 1's draft?
Well, I think Forbidden Psychology definitely have had enough of that Shadow Demon and they first banned it. So we're not going to see Rico's playing that again. Rico's, who, by the way, the team is named after, and from what I've heard from insider info, he's also the main shot caller for the Greek squad. And draft is developing very quickly. We see a Morphling here, as well as both supports for both teams. Main difference that I'm spotting here, Clockwork going the way Rico Servants, very strong, very annoying hero. Just like the Hoodwink.
5 seconds
By the way, that's honestly one of the main words that comes to mind when I see these supports on the enemy team. All I can think of is annoying, right? Like you wanna kill them, but they're hard to kill, and they just do so much. Doom gonna be the answer to the morph right away. Both teams looking quite prepared here, yeah, not really using much reserve time.
It looks like they already have a ready plan, pretty much. Doom is very good into this Morphling pick. There's a couple heroes that really struggle when the Doom's on the field, and then there's a couple that just don't care, like Medusa, for example. Feels like a fantastic pick when the opponent has Doom, but they've revealed at least one core. Depends if that sniper is going to be a flex or not. I don't think there really is room for them to pick a Medusa anymore unless they put like Morphling mid, so...
Yeah, it pretty much has to be a carry Morphling and a support sniper. I believe they ran the support sniper before. They had some success with it, but to be honest, I'm not really liking the Forbidden Psychology draft so far because it has a similar issue that I mentioned for Rico Servants draft last game. We're seeing 2 backline squishy heroes and Morph, who, okay, he jumps in, but he's not a frontliner. And The key difference though here is that there's 0 setup so far for Forbidden Psychology. Meanwhile, you know, we got Clockwork, who just loves going in first, creates chaos, and then, you know, Doom, get that follow-up initiation once he's found his target. And now Ursa, third hero that enjoys going in.
Yeah, very go-at-you draft from Rico's Servants, and I think there's one good answer to that, and that is the Enigma. So at least they have something going their way, but I still like Rico's Servants draft as a whole. It's pretty solid, pretty well-rounded. All they just need is maybe something that hits objectives from their mid lane position, but we'll see what kind of a pick it's going to be in the end.
Yeah, quite open, quite you know, different one. You know, last game was the first pick Invoker, of course, for Awas, and this time they're giving him the last pick. Of course, the absolute last pick will be going the way of Forbidden Psychology, so they're gonna have at least that presumably mid lane advantage. This must be an offlane Enigma. But to be honest, although the Enigma is nice, like you said, you know, we see 3 melees, you know, you grab an Enigma. I don't really like the way it fits into the draft at all. I'm kind of struggling to see how they're gonna tie it together. I feel like they need a melee mid, something like DK, very stable to...
Yeah, Ember's in the pool, Puck's banned, so I think that could also work.
Yeah, so they banned Puck. And actually, no, it is the Ricos who have the absolute last pick. And they do go for Medusa.
They do go for it. So, yeah, this is what I was thinking about. Like, it's a great game for a Medusa to play, but you already have the Morphling out there, so you have to make some adjustments in this draft to make it work.
Very wonky draft. And now Rico Servants, my bad. They actually have the absolute last pick, so they now know it pretty much has to be the Morphling mid.
Okay, hear me out. You can play Morphling as a 3, you can play it as a 4. That means they would put Sniper in the core position and demote the Enigma into a support potentially, then put Medusa safe lane. So I'm saying they have a lot of flex in this draft. Let's hope they didn't flex their brain too much, because this is something a tier 1 team would do, because they know where these heroes can go. But let's see, and they start locking those heroes in. Where do they decide to put them? Because they do see the Razor coming out. So knowledge mid Morphling with Ebb. Okay, so no real big adjustments.
Not too much flexing, yeah. Yeah, the flow Morphling, that could have been real show, real treat, but I think it's something that you need to be quite a specialist in, especially considering it's rather new. So no, it's looking just like a straight up ultra greedy draft with very little frontline. I mean,
yeah, sure
you could argue that the Medusa is sort of a frontliner, but you know, that's after having a bunch of items.
And you could just build double diffusals on Razor and Ursa just to counter the Medusa. If you want to clean up that front line, these heroes, Ursa could do it. I'm not sure if you remember MTD, but he actually was cooking something a couple years back with his mid Ursa where he went Diffusal Blade. I started mimicking that, and I was like, this is actually a pretty good item, because it gave you the stats you needed to fight, and it would take away from your farm, so you wouldn't really play as a Battle Fury. Obviously, playing from mid, so you play more active. But I played it from the carry position, and I activated with like, well, we just kind of have to fight. Now Medusa, with the rework after that, still doesn't take away the point that Diffusal on Ursa is a rapid amount of damage.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage, and it's actually quite good versus Morphling too, because he definitely needs his mana to stay mobile and shifty. This last pick Razor, by the way, I really like it because he does quite well versus the Medusa in most stages. You know, she's very tanky, but doesn't actually have crazy right-click damage until it gets a bunch of items.
Yeah.
And if you get that static link going for a while, you know, she's gonna be useless. You can just ignore her. The Morphling, he does okay versus Razor, to be honest. So, you know, purely for the mid matchup, you know, they didn't really pick this to crush the lane. But I like it because, you know, it means they're looking ahead. And I think, I mean, so far, you know, I might be jinxing them. You know, could be the caster's curse.
It
I
could
already
be.
experienced this, but you know, my gut reaction is, you know, the Radiant draft looks way better and more solid. This Forbidden Psychology lineup, I mean, they have to sell me on it because I'm not really seeing it just from the picking screen so far.
And the one thing you mentioned, which I think is going to be key, the greediness of this dire draft. You're playing against a very heavy early/mid-game lineup from Rico's Servants, so they get to dictate the pace. They get to play the game they want to, and it's really down to them. If they start making mistakes, the dire team's going to be super happy about it, because that's all about the scaling that this lineup has. The Radiant lineup has to play it clean, and when they do, they dominate the map.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, when you know that the enemy team has a much better late game, the pressure could get to you potentially. We'll have to see if Rico's Servants manage to stay composed. If you know, Rico's manages to control his subjects and keep them on point. And maybe a potential weakness, you already kind of mentioned it even before the Razor pick, is that they don't have that much tower damage on Radiant. So
that could be an issue.
You know, Roshan will be easy, but when it comes to actually taking down objectives, they could struggle a bit.
This Morphling he did such a good block that the creep wave almost ended up under his tower, as it does. That first creep is just instantly gone, not even a last hit for either one of them. And one big weakness for the Morphling is when you have to start your lane with your shift, or your morph, basically. Means you don't have waveform to break the link.
Yep, and that's a full duration link, plus 47.
He doesn't even do any damage. He's at 45 minus 45.
He's literally healing. Yeah, but he does hit level 2 first, though. So...
Yep, there's the waveform.
I was gonna be careful with the creeps. Quick look at the lanes. So
I'm interested about this bottom lane. This could go... I played so many times with Enigma versus Ursa, and it's really down to who gets the better jump, right? Because if one of them gets the kill above the other, that lane feels like that the power shifts. Ursa always has the advantage of closing in the gap and dealing damage, right? But Enigma, level 3 onward, like level 3, level 4, level 5, is scary with those Eidolons. And they don't exactly have a great way to clear them either, with a double melee lane. And then you add in this support sniper that actually started with headshot just to secure the, I think, the range creep before getting into level 2. But if Ursa gets the first kill, he's going to be happy. He starts to get bigger experience than the Enigma does, but it could go the other way around when Enigma kills the Ursa first and he hits black hole timing before Ursa has ult.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna see the Enigma die. It will have to be quite a big mistake, and for sure this laning stage, this bottom lane at least, is looking much stronger for Forbidden Psychology.
Yep.
We actually saw it just a couple seconds ago that the Eidolons allow Enigma to instantly clear the cogs, which is a pretty big advantage.
Yeah.
And yeah, just generally double melee versus Enigma.
Yeah, double range versus double melee. Yeah, exactly. So this is obviously favoring the dire side. But what about top, though, which we haven't touched upon yet, as Rico's might end up being the casualty, the first blood, and the blood grenade takes him down. So 1k trash, not exactly 1k trash.
Yeah, not now at least. And this is actually a stolen hero, right? It was first Styles on the Dark Widow in the first game, and now, you know, it's always cool when you see the enemy team pick the hero in the second game. Like, let me show you how this hero is played.
Yep.
So we have to see how he performs on it. And yeah, it's not surprising his bottom lane is gonna be crushed. Enigma already 17-3. But yeah, top lane seems to be going quite well for Forbidden Psychology as well.
Yeah, they're definitely coming out strong in the laning stage here, the early minutes at least, but this balance can tip really quickly. Like, they have strong level 6s for Ricos.
Yep. I mean, again, I don't think they really picked their heroes for the laning stage. Rico Servants, that is. So as long as they do. Oh, and we're saying that bottom Enigma does actually end up dying, and you know that's. I swear it wasn't intentional, but yeah, I said there's no way for Enigma to die in this lane.
Yeah, you think about the jinxing too much, because it definitely has happened now. So Forbidden Psychology, not only one but two heroes down as player X also drops the flare.
The Medusa, I mean, it's a little bit more understandable. You know, hero's incredibly slow, so I guess he was out of position and just kind of ran down. But yeah, I mean, you pick a sniper Enigma lane, you should be crushing your lane, because those heroes don't play well from behind.
Oh yeah, no, Morphin's actually destroying this mid lane.
He's actually zoning the Razor here.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have to maybe question the Razor pick a little bit, because he did know this is the matchup. And, you know, it's not exactly the hero that comes to mind.
Yeah, I think he might die here. A couple hits there. He's got the Fairy Fire, so actually, even if Knowledge went for that last hit, he wouldn't have gotten it. But I agree with you. Is this the choice that they really wanted? Top lane, also a bit of a chase onto the Willow here. 1k Trash landing a nice double root, but he still ends up dropping. The damage is too much to deal with.
Yep, Flare picked up the ensnare creep here, now on small troll instead of the big one. Yeah, the Morphling Razor matchup, I mean, once Morphling gets 6, we have to remember he can just turn into Razor, link him back, and basically nullify the spell. Bottom lane, it's gonna be 2 kills going away, and Rico's 1 hit also takes out the blood grenade.
We missed every single kill, but you know, now's your time, chat, to spam some T-Tours.
T-Tours gotta get those emotes going,
yeah. I mean, well deserved, you know. I'm a bit rusty with my observing. And also coming in for the 6-minute rune, Chelsea. That's a bottle refill denied from the Razor. They could actually kill the Razor here in the river. And you talked about the link on link. So,
link on link action.
Ours gets nothing out of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Should be plus 2.
The Morphling actually, took 2 more. Just gotta be careful with the shift. 7-minute wisdom rune's also coming up, gonna be quite important. See, looks like 1k Trash is already
pretty early
set up for the steal, but yeah, he's very early, and
but he gets
in trouble.
Gets the Medusa to actually join in. They can maybe turn in for a potential kill, but dodging the root, nice bushwhack from Rico. Still punish that Willow. Way too early.
Yep, and actually, rotation by Styles, now player X in trouble. He's got the Lotus.
Yeah, that Medusa's history. Nowhere to run. Every bit of regen is you. And also one thing that also caught my eye, it is a Power Treads instead of Mana Boots Medusa.
Yeah, actually missing, since the Mana Boots nerf, I'm missing some Medusas favor the Treads with Null Talisman instead. Just, you know, slightly less team oriented, I could say.
Because I'm a really big enjoyer of Mana Boots Medusa.
It's good, but Treads is also one of the most efficient stat items, and pull that up because just non-stop action with these teams, you know.
Yeah.
7 minutes, 9 kills. Drums complete on Enigma.
Yeah, he can't. The Ursa can't challenge him anymore. This is Enigma's territory now. Oh, it almost also kills the Razor down in mid. Just one quick burst, and that's 600 worth of damage. Knowledge, gotta be careful there with the morph there, though. Bit close to comfort.
Who's gonna get this regen?
2 seconds on wait for him. He doesn't have it. He's gonna try and maybe force it out early here. Oh, that's a close call, but it's not gonna be enough. Turns around. Okay, tries to get the roots out, but that's also gonna miss. And Awas, he's dancing his way around the base.
Man.
Yeah.
He's looking confident though. I like it. Rotation actually by the Medusa. 8 minutes in. Not really something you expect, but of course the Drums Enigma already taken down the tower.
Yeah, the threat of the Doom, because what you hate about Doom this early on in this game is Awas will go down to Morphling. What you hate about
Plus.
the Doom is that you don't have an actual source to get yourself mana really high up, and that's through your Mystic Snake, right? But they might just get this Morphling kill because he might be morphing into more HP, but it means that he's not actually getting any HP. So knowledge goes down. Important rotation there from the Doom.
Yeah, and it's pretty costly though that the Razor died, because I mean this morph kill would have happened either way, and you know, he would have loved to be alive to get XP for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the Chelsea sniper rotation. Of course, the scatter shot facet, triple shrapnels for giant damage. It's just yeah, pretty tough to play against, especially considering it has like over 2k effective range, even bigger than the Brambles.
Yeah. You can cast from very safe distance. And did you notice one thing we never actually talked about in this draft? That's 5 range heroes.
5 range heroes, yeah. The lack of ooh, what are the top mids?
They're also jumping the Medusa in the top lane, so 2 separate fights happening here. The Morphling may be able to get out, but the Terrorize in top and turning around for some kills. There goes the Clockwork, and maybe even the Doom as well. Bobkata should be able to get into range with a Black Hole, but it's not even needed here. So 2 kills, and the Morphling survives in mid.
Yeah, makes you wonder whether it's really worth ganking this Morphling at all. You know, without the Doom, that is. Of course, going to go down.
I guess they're going to need it. Nice dodge there. At the same time, the Bushwhack's flying out. The Morphling's already waveformed forward. No morph up.
Trying to bait them with the shield room, but
here comes the rotation.
Here,
look at this Hoodwink just melt to the shrapnel damage, and Hoodwink caught in the Bramble Maze. He's out. Knowledge is low, but not dying yet. Awas does get the link out, and Morphling in trouble. He will go down. Went too far. Now Styles fighting versus the Sniper. Chelsea slowed up by the Rocket Flare. There's the hook shot, and the closing in link almost gets to Static Nova, or the Nova to connect. The Plasma would have finished him off, but the right-click damage is going to be sufficient. Styles will drop to 1k trash. Flare has the web available. There's the gap closer, and here comes the Enigma. You got to be careful. Flare, I think he's done for. Nowhere to go. Rico's just hit level 6, but even with his ult, it's not going to kill the Medusa. Knowledge straight back to action. No chill whatsoever. Link on link action once again here, but one does more damage than the other, and that's the Morphling, and Rikos is trying to snipe him, but not successful in doing so.
Yeah, we can see the power of the Morph against the Razor, and again makes you think Morph was actually picked before the Razor here.
Yeah.
Of course, TP cancel.
Yeah, they were hoping to maybe catch the Ursa there, but no, it's just going to be the tower falling, and Willow left all by himself.
Nice deny by Rico. Some tower hook shot.
An attempt was made.
Close. Not really close to hitting there. Yeah, Bobk at the top of the net worth here on his Enigma. He's the hero to watch.
It's a really good game for him too.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to be worried about, although the hook shot does remain a nice way to cancel black holes through BKB and Lincolns and everything.
Yeah, prime
but he
counter.
needs to find the angle, of course. Smoke by Forbidden Psychology. They know Metzelos has no ulti available right
He
now.
saw the smoke break on the Morphling, so he's moving back to safety. But with this blink, Enigma could still potentially catch someone. Chelsea just needs to give the vision with the shrapnel. That's all they need. And he goes in straight for the Razor. Doesn't even think about it. But do they have the damage? I don't think they do necessarily until 1k Thrash shows up and will take him out. And they actually caught Metzelos as well. Knowledge hasted up. Also giving some cover from the left. Styles is going to be in between. The hook shot is ready. Flare is here. He's got a lot of low HP heroes in front of him. But they don't really feel like they're confident enough turning around for a potential fight. Without the Black Hole, I think Rico's, they could have turned around and just killed them, but I don't think they were feeling comfortable enough with the opponents just literally running at them.
Yeah, that was such a strange smoke with the, you know, again, the lack of frontline really shows here, and you know, it was quite risky to just instantly Black Hole the Razor.
No one really wants to go in.
Could have been you know, a Hoodwink or a Clock around to cancel it, but
look at that. That's a
Diffusal first
Diffusal Morphling, yeah.
I like it. I like it. I mean, we talked about the Diffusal for Ricos, but yeah, it just means that he's gonna be active, and yeah, that's nice. He's not looking to sit around, and I mean, they do need him to be active, of course.
Yeah, and there's a Diffusal on the Ursa. So I was absolutely right about this one. It is the Diffusal Ursa as well.
Nice, yeah. I mean,
I feel good calling this one out.
Yep. It's just non-stop aggression, and it's definitely fun to watch. Flare on Doom got the Midas, and he's 200 gold away from Blink.
He could kill the Enigma, but he doesn't know about it. He needs the Clockwork to help him out. And just
Blink
blinks
dodge
out
on the rocket.
Yeah. And the hook shot as well. So perfect from Bobkata. And here comes the reinforcements. Chelsea, 1k Trash Knowledge. They're coming in for the wraparound. This deep ward is giving them all the info they need. They'll catch Ricos. And also a bonus. It's the Ursa. What good is that Diffusal gonna do when you're just getting pummeled by everyone here? His ulti runs out right under the tier 2 tower, and that's another from Player X. These aren't kills you're happy to give away against the lineup with superior late game.
Yeah, definitely not. Was that a level 1 Gorgon's Grasp getting the last hit on the Ursa?
I think it was. Like 30 damage.
30 damage? Come on. But yeah. Maybe Rico's getting a little bit impatient there. I mean, whiffing the hook shot. Again, they have the Doom, but he should have his Blink ready now.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it on paper, they have 5 heroes on the Dire side. The one thing that they're worried about is actually jumping in. Who's the one who does it? When Rico's, they are happy going in with the heroes that they have, but when they miss all their abilities, that's when a full range lineup is like, what are they going to do anymore?
That's true. That's true.
It's just a huge confidence boost.
Doom ready, has his Blink, but not been able to find anyone just yet. But as we say that, Knowledge very close. Do they see him though?
Yeah, a lot of traffic in mid. See the Willow. Styles just needs the hook shot to catch someone, but Willow's not really the target he wants. Ursa. We're gonna get stunned in the trees in a safe position. Black hole onto the Doom. And that bushwhack doesn't land early enough, and now they're just gonna get deleted. Oh boy. Someone might have once said it's a disaster, but this is definitely what it is. Because it's gonna be the Ursa as well. Okay, he might actually get out, but no. Morphling still had the stun available for the TP cancel, and there goes Metzelos. Ooh. I think this is like, just call it.
As good as a team wipe. No, there's no way you call it. There's, especially after last game.
I guess so, yeah. Ooh, nice illusion rune dodge on the 1 meter hook shot thrown out by the Clockwork. So Knowledge gets his kill, and he gets out. That, honestly, I think that's worthy of a tip. That was a beautiful illusion rune dodge. 1k Trash getting chased by Flare. There's the bushwhack. They'll get at least a Willow for their efforts. But
at least, but that's a mega kill streak. And that's a lot of gold actually, because they are quite far behind now.
Well, he didn't actually quite get the tower in bottom. That would have been pretty costly, because like, well, they got a streak, but another one objective down. They are pinging it though, so he looks to try and find the Enigma.
It's a bearing. Lots of wards, but they are smoked up. Pops the boots.
Yeah, he sees the smoke is there. Enigma knows now. Another dodge. There we go. The ward reveals some flares on the chase, and there's also Awas. Bobkata, where you gonna go?
Completely surrounded. Probably not gonna need the Doom here.
I love how he's in between 2 of his own wards. He has one here. He had another on the cliff, and he's like, guys are coming in from the south. They're coming in from the north. They find a razor trade. As I was talking about the wards, they stuck around under vision, getting caught. We should know about that ward now. Yeah, there's the ping. There's just pinging out the wards either here or here. Scan connects on the Morphling. Ursa moves away.
The Dragon Lance complete. Doom still available. Didn't have to spend it for that Enigma kill.
You know what really hurts here for the Radiant lineup? They finished this Diffusal on the Ursa hoping to fight, but he hasn't been able to use it once.
He's only been involved in 1 of the 10 kills. Definitely not what he's looking for.
Yeah, you don't really farm with that item either, so this is not awesome. And he went for the wrong clip. I told you that it's either here or either here, and he guessed the wrong one. But at least they now know where the ward should be. He lives at least.
They just killed him. In pretty much the same spot. So pretty brave running up there, but he does manage to get out this time.
Now, why aren't my supports dewarding? Why do I have to do all the work?
Blink finished on blink forward. Just a poking mantis. Blink finished on the Ursa.
It should be the tower down now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They can glyph it, they still get the refresh. This is the first D2, but doesn't feel good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Crimson is the next item for Flare, which I like. I like this choice. Very effective versus Medusa.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But yeah, not really getting to use that Doom. A lot of Atos for Rico's Hoodwink.
Yep.
I think both teams should have about ran out by smokes by now. Oh, there's one more coming for
Hook shot
on
there.
Enigma.
This is pretty big. That's a good kill. And the Doom of the Morphling. And he's losing HP very rapidly as well. Even if he moves into all strength, look at how quickly he might just drop. But they needed a little bit more to finish him off, so the Morphling is going to live with 56 HP remaining, but he's out of the fight for now. The snipe, Ricos! That's worthy of some style points at least. The Medusa will take down the Ursa, and Player X drops as well. Flare on the chase to Chelsea. They finish off 1k trash. So the Willow is also out. 4 heroes down from Forbidden Psychology, and that is a swing. All right, so there's a reason why they don't call GG. You're absolutely right. Anything can happen.
I was saying, man, these two teams, there's emotional charge in this matchup, and it's affecting the plays for both. Jump forward by both. Ricos will pay with his life.
I got something for their efforts.
But yeah, I mean, that fight, just Clockwork connects with the hook shot, and we see what that leads to. Winning Ursa with the follow-up blink. Enigma just gets deleted, which frees them up to Doom the Morphling.
If only I had replay technology, because that was a really good fight. The hook shot connected with Ursa at the same time when Doom gets to ulti the Morphling. That was like the perfect start for a fight you can get.
That was basically all the heroes landed, and meanwhile Razor gets to link the Medusa to drain her damage. Like that was
the best fight that you could
think about. That was the fight that Rico's servants want every time, if possible.
Yeah, and even if the Morphling didn't die initially, still got the sharpshooter snipe. So
yep, and we see Knowledge after this queuing up the Lincoln Sphere. He's like, I don't know that. They know about this though, about
Styles.
This Roshan.
He's spotted though. I don't think he saw the sniper walking in with a ward, so there goes his chance to interrupt this Roshan with a hook shot. Flare doesn't do any damage to him, so he just blinks away. He's up in 20 seconds, has a teleport. They could maybe still fight this. But it doesn't look like they're on the same page. They don't want to. Kata TPing top. I think he saw the Ursa. Yeah, he TPs away.
Very confident. Didn't even pop the boots first to get him some more attack speed. But yeah, with the Clockwork dead, doesn't look like they're gonna contest this.
If he TP'd in right now and hookshot it in, it could be perfect timing, but...
He is TPing.
Yeah, now he's late. Yeah, he should have TP'd right away, you know?
Hesitation.
Hesitation.
Crimson Guard complete on Doombringer, and not so common pickup down about the... Or at least not this early.
You know what?
Concussive grenades for sniper.
That's a funny play with words, actually. When you look at the Hoodwink, you look at the name Ricos. That is a Finnish word, actually.
Ah, is it?
Yes, it is. Rikos means crime.
Crime.
So he got away with a crime with that sharpshooter. I missed out on a excellent play-by-play, but nobody would have understood. No one would have understood that one until I explained
Millions of Finnish fans are disappointed right now.
They are. All the Bulgarians are like, oh, what did he mean by that? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a Finnish word.
That's good to know. Might come in handy. Of course, now knowledge with Aegis feels very confident. No Doom can scare him. And it's back to farming.
And losing a Tormentor potentially. Forbidden Psychology, they're going to take this one away from Rikos.
Yeah, and Chelsea has to be careful, dropping low.
They got info about the Tormentor.
Shard actually goes to Morphling.
Yeah, Enigma and Sniper already have theirs, so Willow's going to miss out.
Willow misses out. Yeah, Sniper bought his, which is a interesting pickup. But now disarms, help protect his cores. Yeah, I mean the Morphling Shard, it's not the best, but you know, you don't mind having it.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's helpful, right?
Ooh, Forbidden Rico's wanna steal.
Yeah, the scan's on point. There's also the Bramble Maze. Willow charging in. Rikos. He's going for the run out. The Terrorize misses the hook shot, but yeah, okay, he's just gonna use it himself to TP out. I thought it was Chelsea who was getting out, but went the other way around. But yeah, they got the Tormentor. That's pretty good.
Losing one support, forcing like 4 TPs, and getting a Tormentor. Pretty sure happy with that. I can see the Crimson Guard here. Yeah, gonna make the Eidolons useless. It's also gonna block a huge part of Medusa's damage, to be honest.
And Morphlings.
Yeah, it's based now on the caster's max health, 2.2%. Some quick math. It's gonna be blocking about 120 damage per hit.
Nice.
For the whole team. Medusa's hitting for 220, so yeah, that's a big chunk of
that is. Certainly, that's going to help them survive a bit longer in these fights. Just what the Ursa needs. Instant black hole. But what was he? Yeah, he cancelled it.
Well, maybe some shift Q.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of a micro fail moving the Eidolons, but yeah, they still got the job done. So no epic fail today.
Yeah, doesn't cost them the series.
Oh, Rikos!
Get the Aegis.
He got the Aegis out. What a read.
What a read. And that's with the shard, so he was able to actually start shifting, but the burst damage was too much.
Beautiful. Dude, I like this guy already.
Let's take a look at Awas. I haven't really seen the Razor much recently. Finished the BKB, gonna have his Manta soon. And this is a... Razor is such an interesting hero. Like, you see Razor, you kind of think strong early game, but he actually scales really well. I don't think there's really a point in the game where Razor feels weak.
Yeah, I mean, he was maybe supposed to dominate the lane, but because of the Morphling, it just changed everything for him. And then when you have a carry who is building Battle Fury now, he's gonna finish it. I was wondering, like, what is Metzalos going to do? Because I saw him with Blink and with Diffusal Blade. He's still going to go back to the farming route, you know? If this was 27 minutes Ursa, he would have Blink, Battle Fury, Diffusal, maybe another item on top. Maybe even, like, a Basher, potentially even Abyssal Blade, maybe ready.
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I mean, 1-5, this is definitely not the Ursa we saw last time. It was kind of dominating the game.
Least net worth, too.
I understand the choice. I mean, I think they're foreseeing, you know, if they win this game, it's clearly not going to be the original plan. Because...
Dodging really well. They spot the Enigma. His Blink is on cooldown as well. He BKBs, but he's got no black hole. So he only lifts his arms into the air. Metzalos loses his confidence to stay in the front. Razor trying to back him up as well. The Doom has connected already. They'll take down Styles and Awas and Flare. And Player X is just getting everything out of this. Rikos quick teleport away and leaves the Ursa all by himself. The Eidolons, I think they gave a moment of glimpse of vision, so they know where the Ursa is. Trying to go for the TP out.
Delay TP because he's going on the outpost, but 1K Trash actually led with the Cursed Crown instead of the Brambles.
Yeah, I mean, and also Enigma decided to TP out, but he did manage to find a Hoodwink in the mid lane, so that's going to be a kill for him.
Okay, Rikos get out. No.
Yeah, that's a definite kill for him.
Despite his innate Mistwood's Wayfarer, didn't get lucky with the redirects. Yeah, he's going back for the Glacier. I was gonna say, yeah, the Medusa ult just really, I mean, they kind of tunnel vision on the morph, and then they ended up getting shredded by the Medusa. And the Crimson Guard, by the way, it was activated after the Clock and the Razor had already died, so maybe a slight misplay by Flare here. Too focused on getting the Doom.
Ooh, nice break.
Not popping the Crimson.
Yeah, now he pops the Crimson very early as they try to charge into the Medusa, but a quick Bramble Maze there from the Willow just zones them out. They have building damage on this Dire lineup. They can easily clean up these buildings. Morphling, sizable amounts of damage, and then you have this Medusa as well. Lincoln's does pop, and Knowledge continues to go in, forces the BKB off of the Razor. Alwas is running away from this Medusa, but the Medusa hits too hard. And without the Crimson Guard, they will lose a member of their team. They hit the backline. Styles is out. Metzelos, he's stuck. He's just stuck.
And this is looking
like game 3 to me.
Over. It's looking like game 3 indeed, yeah. At the end of the day, maybe, you know, starting to see what perhaps the idea was behind the Morphling. You know, it was just a distraction, right? Distraction makes place for the real carry. Medusa to show up. I can't help but wonder what would have happened if they last picked the mid that would really punish this Morphling. Because the Razor clearly didn't. But whatever the case, the odd draft of Forbidden Psychology obviously worked.
Yeah.
And we're going to game 3.
Going to game 3 indeed. Forbidden Psychology tying it up. Pretty clean performance all the way from the laning stage to the mid game. There was one really good team fight for Rico, so I was like, all right, maybe they have a glimmer of hope, but you just look at the itemization on their side. They needed to win another fight like that and another fight like that. Because it's like, this Ursa is not really farming, the Raze is not really farming. I guess they just got stuck in the point where they think that they have a strong lineup going into the mid game, but they were not actually ahead going into the mid game. So that really hurts versus this late game lineup of Forbidden Psychology. Also looking at these graphs, it was really in their control all along.
Yeah, this one looked pretty clean despite the odd draft. We'll have to see what what both teams now are gonna take away from this for game 3.
Yep, the Buzz are going to have to do some cooking. We're going to do some breaking in the meantime. Before we head over to game number 3, we'll be back in a couple of minutes with T-PANDA and SlashStrike. Let's see who wins this series and gets to continue in the upper bracket.
Do you remember when you walked away? When all of our embers became ashes of grey. But I've been going time again and time again. I hope that you will see my heart too. But you don't remember me like I remember you. Like I remember you. I've been searching for the right time, but there's never a right time, only a wrong time. And I wish I could just be Do you remember when you said you'd stay? When all of our memories kept us feeling okay. I know that you've been crying again, but time again I tried my best to be there for you. You don't remember me like I remember you. I've been searching for the right time, but there's never a right time, only a wrong time. And I wish I could just be honest. I don't wanna say goodbye. If I can't fix this, I hope you believe that I tried. I've been searching for the right time, but there's never a right time, only a wrong time. And I wish I could just be honest. I don't wanna say goodbye, missing you for a long time. And I wish I could just be honest. I don't wanna say goodbye, missing you for a long time. I hope you believe that I tried.
You've been shattered, you've been broken down. Heart is beating, still won't make a sound. It feels like an angel straight from heaven, just like my lucky number 7. You're my shooting star. We're running round in circles. Love feels so invincible. Feel you when there's no one around. Your beauty's so amazing. I will always hold you down. Your heart will be kept safe and sound. But I don't wanna love you when I'm faded. You're the picture perfect, you're on my mind. Painted. And I don't wanna lose what we've got tonight. Baby, 'cause your love's like a dynamite. I don't wanna love you when I'm faded. I can feel your heartbeat to save it.
Drop that shit. Drop that.
Walking into the signs, red flashing lights by your side. Take a number this time. You can't save it tonight. Can't save it tonight. She said, take it, I want more, nothing like ever before. I can give it all. Take it, I want more, nothing like ever before. I can give it all. Tell me, have we met on a night out or in something that I read? That instead, I'ma find out. Heard it from a friend that you spent and you're running out. Take it now. Tell me, have we met on a night out or in something that I read? That instead, I'ma find out. Messages you sent to an end. You're hiding now. Why the doubt? Tell me, have we met? Heard it from a friend. Taking too long. Shaking on the phone.
I think we actually are already live. I'm not sure if I accidentally misclicked. But yeah, we are here.
All right.
I'm not sure how long we've actually been. I might have accidentally misclicked before. So yeah, you might have heard all of the spicy stuff related to production-wise stuff. But we're going into game number 3. One of the teams forgot to put their team tag. That's fine. Radiant is, I already forgot their name because of that. Forbidden Psychology, right?
Forbidden Psychology.
That's the one. And Rico's Servants, the crime guys with their UFC banners in game and all. That's going to be them winning game 1, getting pretty much crushed in game 2. You're going to have to come up with something spicy for game 3. Let's see what the teams have in mind. Invoker is let through, so it is pretty much Invoker time.
First pick again for Rico's, so yeah, perhaps they'll grab that Invoker again. Shadow Demon and Hoodwink banned now.
Yep.
These are Rico's heroes. I've seen him play a pretty strong Rubik as well, so we'll have to see if maybe we get to watch that this game.
Yeah, I guess they could also just ban Invoker and pick something like Tusk. I think that could also work for them.
Could work for sure. Could work, yeah. I guess that's what they're spending some of the reserve time on now.
They don't want to snatch it for themselves. I'm still looking at some of the heroes that they played in the qualifier run against each others. There were some Sand Kings, Queen of Pains. Shadow Fiend is in the pool, so that is something you also need to pay attention to. And Dawnbreaker, which is also pretty strong.
SF might go through this time.
Yeah, you pick Invoker, they go Shadow Fiend, and I think you already have a winning lineup.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, all right, there we go.
All right, so I guess they might go with the safe route. Ban SF, pick Invoker.
Yeah.
You know, it worked in the first game, so, you know, don't break it. And by the way, Dark Willow.
I really value this hero.
For 100% win rate in this series, right?
Yeah.
Team with Dark Willow won both times, so...
Also true.
10 seconds remaining.
Curious to see, what the choice will be for styles here.
5
Tusk
seconds
still in the
remaining.
pool. Clockwork got banned out though. I don't think we're gonna see any
Dire
sniper. I
team
mean,
ban.
it went alright, but I don't think it's really worth the ban.
I'm just curious that they really value this Dark Willow this highly, but it's a hero that I'm more used to seeing in either the second phase or the final phase. Like a 23rd pick Dark Willow is usually pretty good if you need that extra bit of kill potential. But that previous Dark Willow, was it in game 1 or game 2 where he was just solo killing cores? I was like, that is an absolute value Willow.
Yeah, that was the first game.
Yeah.
Styles
10
did some
seconds
work.
remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
See what they go for.
Templar
Oh,
Assassin.
that's a hero
Ooh.
I haven't seen in months. That was
That's a very, very early TA pick as well.
That surely is. I mean, this is a hero I haven't gotten to cast in such a long time because it's just not valued that highly. Even though we have players in the pro meta scene like Watson, we had TA 2000 not too long ago. These are like your prime TA pickers, but even they're not playing it. So that tells a lot, but they just wanted to grab it for themselves.
Yeah, and they answer with the quick Mars Snapfire. Of course, a strong classic combo, and Mars definitely very strong
10
versus
seconds
TA.
remaining.
I mean, just that unique ability to
5
completely
seconds remaining.
block attack projectiles. It's just so strong, you know, both ways from the arena. You know, your TA can be critting for 1,000,000 damage. It doesn't really matter if the hit never connects. It's really funny how the Mars shield is like covering Snapfire, the grandma.
I just saw that as well. Oh, Granny's being, protected by that big shield. The moment Mars starts spinning, you can see Granny's behind it. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, don't hit the old lady. It's not very nice. That's a hero I talked about in the first phase going through, the Dawnbreaker, which is, by the way, a hidden OP hero right now in the meta. Super strong. The scaling and abilities in the laning stage is just out of this world. Celestial Hammer's damage output and the slow is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it just has amazing base stats. Just like kind of reminds me of LC, you know, like high damage, high HP, high armor, high everything. And Medusa as well. Although we have to say Medusa into Mars is, there is some potential for Mars to counter there. Let's just put it like that. Plus, it's once again quite greedy. I mean, obviously, if last game's draft worked out for Forbidden Psychology, it was a hell of a lot greedier than this.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they can make this work too. And the question is, how the Rico servants answer this Medusa? Lich.
That's some damage reduction.
Not, really what I was imagining, but it's okay. And
Radiant team ban.
if I'm not mistaken, let me just do a quick check here so I'm not giving false information. But neat little interaction, so Lich's Sinister Gaze also drains some mana.
Team ban.
12% of current mana per second.
Yeah.
You know, it's not massive, but versus a hero like Medusa, you know, every little bit adds up, and actually, you know, making her lose even 20% of her current mana, it could just, you know, equal 1,000 damage, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
It works. So, yeah, it's that makes sense.
5 seconds remaining.
It's gonna be Rico's on the Snapfire most likely. Seen him play that. Plus, in this case, the Frost Shield is actually useful. I think this is one of those few Lich picks this tournament that isn't, you know, questionable and memey.
Yeah, absolutely. The Frost Shield has its use this game.
Yep. I like it a lot versus TA. It's yeah, it actually works differently than just armor. It's a straight up physical damage reduction, and it can be pretty massive.
Yeah, I love how actually looking at these final phase bans, people are still banning anti-mage versus Medusa, even though Medusa is so much stronger than anti-mage actually is.
Yeah, it's
her timings are better. The itemization meta is more complementary to the Medusa. Anti-mage is too slow. He doesn't really impact anything else in the game except for maybe killing the Medusa, and that's maybe.
Radiant team pick.
But I guess it's a safe route. They went for Juggernaut.
They played it before.
They played it before. You talked about it, but this is in my bottom 3 absolute worst heroes in the meta right now. This hero doesn't win games.
I tend to agree. I feel like.
But there's one positive. It's a Lich jug lane. That is a kill lane.
It's potentially strong lane, but Forbidden Psychology, they do have the potential to last pick their offlane and just get something range that can do okay. No range. It's gonna be the ogre. And it is gonna be an offlane Dawnbreaker. So I'm curious to see how they lane it. Do they put Willow? I would have to imagine, even though it's you know typically want to see melee plus range, they might just do the double melee here. Dawnbreaker Ogre versus the Jug, and rely on being just hella beefy. Wow, look at that Snapfire skin though.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
You can actually see Granny behind Mars now.
The lizard looks massive, especially because you know it's in the middle. The middle hero is always biggest. I think we'll definitely have a lot more of a balanced game compared to the first one. Kind of agree with you here. I'm not really sold on the Jug. Feel like yeah, you can make it work, but it's tough. And he kind of has to.
TA just looks like a better carry. And in this case, it's even a mid, which technically is a carry. So I just like this TA so much more than I like the Jug and even the Medusa in general.
But I can see a world. By the way, again, this Jug is a hero that can buy Diffusal, and I can see a world where this Jug buffed by the Lich Shield, buffed by Alacrity, maybe a Solar Crest. You know, he can become scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see how the inside play.
Have some positives going in their draft at least, where if this Invoker has a good time, like iOS, if he comes out from a strong lane, it's easy to play with a Mars, right? Like Mars only needs to look for a blink timer, or doesn't even necessarily need the blink dagger if this Invoker is always closing in the gaps with Tornado, right? You have a pretty strong exit from the laning stage with these heroes, as long as the Invoker has an alright time in the laning stage, which is what I like about this draft. What I don't like is Radiant have some pretty early timings, and they also have late game timings, and the scaling in this lineup. So the further it goes, win probability should go higher and higher, because this lineup is a lot more easier to execute, I guess. I mean, Rico's, they do what? They blink initiate, and they hope they have enough damage. But if you kill one hero, there's another that takes its place. It's kind of like a Hydra draft on this Radiant side, right? You kill the TA, there's still the Medusa. You kill the Medusa, there's still Dawnbreaker, who can also back up with damage.
Yep. Kind of reminiscent of the last game, right? You got the Medusa and the Morph mid, so it's essentially 2 carries. And is this the first game that we have a room fight? Bob could have thought about going up, but
an attempt was made.
Something worth mentioning, by the way, we do have the the EMP this time, which is a pretty significant answer.
We are going to fight for the rune, actually, as Dawnbreaker charges in for it, and the spin damage coming early from Knight. And looks like this Dawnbreaker might either die or drop really low on HP. No matter what, this Juggernaut has a long run to... actually, not really a long run. The Mars actually has to go for the TP. Dawnbreaker low. That's maybe even better than getting the initial kill. Because Dawn has honestly, no tangos, and Willow is the one bringing the regen.
Yep. Survives thanks to ridiculous 800 HP pool at level 1. But, but is now low HP, so has to be careful.
At least the spin has such a long cooldown on level 1. Yeah, it's 40. I remembered it was 40 seconds, but it's 42 seconds, so...
Yeah, they nerfed the hell out of that. I mean, you would think it's some kind of auto-win button tags. That kind of cooldown, but not even that amazing. So it is just gonna be Dawn, Willow, melee plus range, standard, Ogre supporting Medusa. Worth pointing out that Medusa with Bloodlust is also quite powerful. And I guess this mid lane is gonna be a little bit of an X factor here.
Skill-based matchup. Yeah, I was about to say the same. Very skill-based.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see if either player manages to pull ahead.
I like the way you think. We have very similar thoughts.
Yep. Well, I imagine we both watched a lot of Dota, so it's no surprise.
Yeah, I have watched. You have played a ton.
Yep. Ooh, actually, Jugger falling low, defensive.
Never feels good to do a defensive spin.
That feels so bad. 40 seconds cooldown as well. Ugh.
Also went for crit level 2, so not even getting the healing ward.
Yeah.
But now they're just both low, and oh, they might both die actually now.
Yeah,
at least the Juggernaut. That was beautifully set there by 1K Trash. So both got with the first blood off of the Jug. Lich is left low, barely has any mana, does have the mangoes at least, but it's maybe going to be costly using those.
Yeah, you mentioned the strength of the Dawnbreaker. I mean, he completely whiffed his Starbreaker there, but it didn't really matter. The Celestial Hammer DOT finished the kill. I was falling low HP here on mid, but he's got the Quast to likes to back up with.
Yep. One guy
side blades connecting.
Yeah, just slapping those side blades. Oh. Like every time, like I mentioned to Stomanen, like Enigma is my absolute favorite hero, like my most played hero. Playing against TA is not fun with the constant side blade spill. And Alice is gonna feel that from Knowledge. Knowledge has been playing really well. Like I can see where his statements come out from, being the best invoker from Bulgaria. He's definitely a mid player that I'm starting to get interested in. He's playing really well, this like entire series through.
Yep. He's able to back up his words with some actions.
Just gotta see how far he goes in the tournament, right? Can he keep those plays happening in matchups where your opponent is far stronger? Like there are some pretty hot mid players in this tournament, at least looking at some of the rosters.
Watching versus BZM is going to be interesting for sure.
Oh yeah, it's probably going to be the highlight as well, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, this stage kind of more calm for now. Level 2 spin on the Jug, but I mean, Dawnbreaker already cracked 1000 HP, so that combo isn't really going to be killing him anytime soon.
Yep. A bit of a question I wanted to ask you. Can you see either, or both of these two teams playing in that LAN finals?
Well, I have to be, you know, the average MR stat here definitely affects my judgment. I can mention it again for anybody tuning in now. Oh, kill attempt here on Styles, but nice dodge the Brambles. So Forbidden Knowledge are around 10k average, whereas Rico Servants are around 8k average. So I would say it's a little more likely Ooh, kill time top onto 1k trash, but
yeah, the moment he goes too deep, they now have the hammer to turn things around, and this just happens. He does have the mana for Celestial Hammer, though, so just the Starbreaker.
Yeah, maybe strange choice to go for that instead of the hammer. Because the hammer's level 2.
Miscalculated his mana, I guess. I mean, there's also the Sinister Gaze, which might take away that little bit needed mana for the kill. Does have it leveled up. But I guess, like, going back to the original point, I think what you're trying to say is that the chances are slimmer with a low MMR team. They can always surprise, of course, but you would maybe more see this Radiant team, Forbidden Psychology, that they could potentially push through.
Yep. Although I think both teams are actually, maybe that's kind of what makes this series interesting, is both teams have a lot of potential, but they do seem to struggle mentally at times.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, Radiant more so.
Win the right games, lose the important ones.
Yeah, something like that, or in general just kind of lose composure.
Yeah. Oh, Lich going for some deep vision here. 1k trash. Knowledge is coming in from the side as well. Try and look for the first kill here for the TA. Knife goes down to Bob Kata. That's a solo kill, by the way.
And that's a TP from Owens, but what
and
can
he knows about it
on his own?
He knows about it as well. He saw the Hindergast, the Ghost Walk animation on him. It's like, Invoker's around, man. Just solo killing the Juggernaut like that really knocks the wind out of you.
Yeah, that's really not what you want to see from your last pick, Gary. I mean, yeah, sure, the support.
They're gonna try and kill Knowledge here. They're pretty. I mean, he's just turning around, right? Like this, TS. Like, is that all you can conjure? Saruman, as they just hunt this Invoker down in the river. Ellis will go down, and now straight to the Snapfire as well. Rico's does have a big stick and a Fairy Fire as well, so that's a lot of healing, but still chased down to the end, and TA will pick up another kill.
Yeah, not respecting the Dawnbreaker level 6. They're crazy healing from that ulti, and just the slow from the trap, setting things up. You can't really stay mid against TA without sentries once the level 6 is online.
Yeah, it looked like a scary way to initiate, but he's already under the safety of his T1 tower, so even if that cookie stun lands, he'll recognize, like, oh, wait, that's all they have. Just turn this one around and kill them instead, which is exactly what they do. And they lead 5-0 now. With a 2k lead, all three cores are ahead in CS, and they're also ahead in network.
Yeah.
And another one.
That's the 6th kill. Definitely not looking good.
Only they had Dust, they might have been able to pick up a 7th kill off of the Invoker.
At this point, I think we got to look at the Jug for, you know, one of the upsides of this hero is that he can, you know, come in quite early without, you know, any real items, just phase boots. But you can come in with the Blade Fury and an Omni Slash, potentially help with a kill. But yeah, things are looking tough. This Medusa is well protected. It's very tanky. Dawnbreaker also extremely tanky. About to get his Ogre Club delivered, so that's gonna be what, 1600, nearly 1700 HP at 9 minutes. How do you kill this guy? That's not counting his magic wand.
Oh yeah.
Lotus. Looks like they are thinking about it. Both supports are here, but yeah, I just don't see them having
He needed
the
to
damage.
gaze. He needed to gaze that one and try to get the follow-up with the cookie stun into the Omni Slash, but just recognizing that this Dawnbreaker is probably too tanky to spend all these resources on, so...
They need, like... Yeah, they need 4 heroes. They need Invoker there.
Yeah, or 5 seconds of free right-clicking before they spend all their ults to make sure that they get that kill.
Yeah.
You're too close to the T1 tower. It feels like they're missing out on a lot of these opportunities. Like, in mid, they're not able to kill the TA because she's already safe under the tower. TPs are easier to land there for the instant turn. They didn't want to replicate that mistake in the top lane, but looking down mid, they're going to go straight for the Invoker. Terrorizes there, walks through the Bramble Maze with ease, but the follow-up is there. However, that is on Mars coming in with his ulti as well, landing it onto Knowledge, looking for the kill on the TA, and finally gets the trade going. Bob Kata trying to run from the side away from this fight. Still an Omni Slash, he will use it, and this Dawnbreaker looks like he is done for with the spear coming in from Flare. So they'll get a 2-for-1 trade going their way with 2 cores falling.
Yeah, that was good reaction from Rico's servants. They do manage to finally get the Invoker barely. But yeah, good punish. They lose their mid and they're offlane for it. You know, Dawnbreaker's tanky, but if you're behind the tower facing 5 heroes, not that tanky. Looks like they're eyeing up the Juggernaut here.
Yeah, they certainly are. And, spinning away, but just too much damage. And that one should seal the deal. Player X also walks in from the side. Unlucky for a Knight, just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Makes you wonder why he was farming so aggressively.
That is a good question, my friend.
Blink rush on the TI, I really like it.
They're coming for Bob Kata here with the smoke behind. They've got Mortimer's Kisses. Cookie in. There's the kisses start to fly through. Nice. Spear cannot get the Celestial Hammer off right away, and Bob Kata tornadoed up into the air, living for now, but dies. Flare dropping low. Chelsea's gonna soak up that Lich ulti, and it's still bouncing, but it's in the creeps. They'll finish off the Ogre, and now looking for the Willow kill as well. They will get 3-for-1.
Oh, kill for Styles, yeah. They always said they need 4 heroes, and they just brought them. Did manage to kill the Dawnbreaker finally, but again, it took so long.
Yeah, look at the mid tower. Like, as soon as they see all that movement on the map, it just allows this TA to instantly start poking for another objective.
Yep. And this Medusa hasn't seen an enemy hero, I think, for the last 12 minutes.
Yeah, except for the lone Juggernaut, but you're right. Like, this is a free farm Medusa.
Absolute free farm. And, you know, they might have the Mars Arena, the EMP and whatnot, but yeah, if you give any hero free farm and item advantage, doesn't really matter what counters you have.
Yeah, she's so far ahead of everybody else, and TA is also keeping up with the net worth off of this Medusa. TA able to play aggressive with the blink, and the other is just able to flash farm through the jungle.
Yep. Yeah, keeping up despite the blink rush, which I wanted to emphasize. I really like as a choice. Allows him to be aggressive, and of course refraction, blocking damage makes the blink so strong. It means that he can always jump out of any tornado setup, always dodge those EMPs, and in general just make plays around the map like he's doing. And it's gonna be a Mask of Madness for the Jug.
All right, all in on the Omni Slash, I guess.
Really,
which you can't actually even use.
Not seeing this, yeah, how this is really supposed to work. I mean,
you can use items in your Omni Slash, right? So you ult and then on Mask of Madness, right?
Yeah, but it does prevent you from then using Blade Free after.
True, you can't actually get out. Yeah, it's a one-way ticket.
It's only 3 seconds, and Mask of Madness is 6.
Very curious why he's taking this round. Maybe this is like player preference, but I wouldn't build a mom on a Jug.
Yeah. And I don't know, we talk about the Diffusal versus Medusa. Jug likes building Diffusal if you're not gonna go for the traditional Maelstrom.
Oh, that's a bit of a whipped spear down in mid, so Mars might just die, but the positive side about having a Mars in the game is that all these range damage heroes, their projectiles get blocked by the walls. There we go, the Omni Slash is used. Knight actually able to get himself out of that one too. Mars survives for now, but without the Invoker, they don't really have enough control, and that Lich ulti will do some damage, but is it really going to take him down? Medusa actually want to split it away from his teammates. Knight will fall for a double on Knowledge, and they finally get that mid T1 out of the way. Aggressive blink from Knowledge, looking for Styles under the tower. Couple more hits required. Maybe a Sideblade spill would do it. Looking for the trap spill. Like the idea on that one, but doesn't get the connection. Now the Invokers respawn. Gets a bit of control onto the TA. Knowledge has to get out of there. Gets shotgunned by Ricos on the other side. Gets stuck as well. They drop the sentry down. They know exactly where he is. And this TA gonna get slammed by the Sunstrike. So AOS will get the kill. And they get to punish this overly aggressive Knowledge TA.
Yep, that was a very deep dive. Deserved punishment. And by the way, Midas on Invoker. I missed him going for this very...
Yeah, it's like you usually go Witchblade Midas, but now he goes the other way around. Like this is the meta of Invokers, at least, where they either need a playmaking item first, then they go Midas, and then they finish off whatever they need to build for the rest of the game. This is actually standard Invoker build, at least in the games that I've seen this Invoker being played.
Yeah, it's well, it's a little bit.
But he never finished the Witchblade, which is like he's going Midas technically first and then halfway Witchblade.
Yeah. Well, he picked up the casual chain though, which I can definitely agree with.
Yeah.
Versus TA. Have to be careful here. The Recall servants really want to defend this tier 1 tower.
Got Arena and Blink. Now he just needs to catch everybody, right? Flare has to already walk out, gonna get hit by the trap as well. Knowledge still has his Blink open. Juggernaut already low on HP. Has to try and spin away. Here's the Arena on the back line. Catches the Willow. That's the first one down. The one of his kisses flying in as well. But AOS is being hunted down. Bobkata will take him out. That is a Harpoon Dawnbreaker, by the way, so she hits pretty hard. Snapfire. Walking away. The Lich ulti will zone them out for now. TA, well, still has that refraction up, so no real threats coming out from them anymore. Jug was not willing to fight that, and now they're actually connecting into mid, right behind Knight. Bobkata. Can he get close enough? Good hammer and harpoon into the Starbreaker. He's just gonna TP bottom. Tried to cancel his TP though.
Yeah, just looks like Recall servants are struggling to find fights that they're looking for, and they're very much reacting. Right? It's forbidden psychology, grouping up, pressuring towers. And then it's Recall servants kind of scrambling over, trying to maybe mount up a defense, which isn't always working ideally. Crimson Guard gonna be again the item of choice for Mars. Pretty interesting choice.
Funny thing is, I've never.
Nice versus.
Sorry to interrupt. Go on.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's nice versus Medusa, of course, like last game, but go Scepter TP, nice.
All right.
Nice styles.
Bottom lane. The Invoker's in trouble. Oh, what a Gossamer Cape dodge there on the Willow Shadow Realm. Might be able to get out thanks to that. Hammer thrown in, and they go straight under vision. So there we go. How did they actually see him there? Or was he dusted?
He was dusted.
Oh, okay, he was dusted then. Okay, that explains.
I think the Starbreaker might have been blind, but there was a sentry coming anyway, so he had no way of getting out there. But yeah, the Gossamer came in handy.
Rico's dropping as well to Knowledge, but Knowledge again missing out on a kill. Places another trap down. Flare will spot that one. Arena is ready. Rico's has Mortimer's kisses. They could kill TA.
They could get him.
And right under vision. They see her. They should just jump her right now. He goes the other way around. Rico's a bit slow there with a Mortimer's kisses. Finally gets them out though. They need to close this one out. They will. And here comes Bobkata, just a tiny bit too late there with the Dawnbreaker ulti. Not able to help out with the Solar Guardian. There's the Bramble Maze turnaround. They're going to catch the Lich here. Styles, Gold Scepter's up. Cookie saved into another Bramble. Rico's actually saved by the spear by Flare. AOS from the side. Is the Juggernaut joining this fight? No, he's hitting a T1 tower. He's not interested in this one.
Yeah, he's not coming. Even the Medusa actually arrived before the Juggernaut, which is
Radiant's top tower
a bit surprising. By the way, went for the Fusel Blade.
Yeah, you can still build the diffuser out of this one. I mean disperser, sorry, not diffuser.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of disperser. I think a hero like Medusa needs it actually, yeah, because she's so slow.
Yeah. She was thinking Butterfly for a second, but swapped it out for Scotty. I think I like the Scotty more here. As much as Butterfly is your bread and butter for like just ending the game pretty much on this Medusa, that's still a natural MKB builder on the enemy side. So all you're getting out of it is just the extra attack speed.
Yep. Dawnbreaker reveals the map here. Yeah, plus they also got the TA to lay in some damage, so it's gonna be easy. Tormentor. Shard goes the way of Dark Willow.
Yeah, last time Willow had to wait a bit longer for that shard.
Yeah.
Like the fourth person to pick it up. That is also the first. This is surprising. This is the first shard again out of all 10 players in 20 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, they're just not prioritizing the shards, but I don't think there's any. Ooh, shard for Lich. That's a nice one.
That is a nice one.
Quite powerful indeed.
Because what I look at, what I'm picking up here is, I'm used to seeing supports have around maybe 3,000 net worth at this point. In a game like this, where it's not like your absolute highest, like 14k, they barely have any items in their inventory. Like we already see like Ghost Scepters and a Pabas almost ready on Lich, which sounds like a pretty rich support to me, like in my eyes at least. But they're not prioritizing that 15-minute shard, which I see a lot of teams do. And I think that could be a trend that maybe some players could pick up on during the course of this tournament, to pick up those early shards. His knowledge finds Knight. He has to TP out, but is the damage too much to deal with? Jug TP's out before Dawnbreaker arrives with Solar Guardian.
That Solar Crest saved the Jug's life there.
He goes, being chased. Oh, tries to go for the TP out, but as soon as you cookie, you also get Harpoon straight back to low ground. Lich in trouble. Mars is hoping for them to extend a bit. Styles is the bait. Just too much magical damage and they can't really retaliate. That's another tower.
And just once again, it's Forbidden Psychology kind of leading the pace here. And it makes you wonder, like, what exactly are Rico Servants waiting for? Maelstrom after the Mask of Madness on the Jug. Can't say I really.
You have two farming items now.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes you wonder, like, what was actually the point of the Mask of Madness, right?
Yeah.
You got a healing ward if you want to farm Ancients. You don't necessarily need that lifesteal to sustain.
Yeah, you usually always want to go, like, I go farming item into damage item. And then if I need survivability, I'll do that through BKB or Manta. Now you have two farming items. And you're still not... You don't still actually have a damage item in your inventory, because it's 22 minutes in. That Maelstrom isn't really a source of damage. It would be if you landed at like 12 minutes, 13 minutes, because one Lightning Spark is actually worth a lot of damage in terms of EHP at the start of the game, where people are very squishy. So we both agree that Mask of Madness is a bit odd.
Yeah, the Mask of Madness. I'm not really.
Oh, this is behind them. I think they might have seen him with the sentry there, but it seems like they're a bit oblivious about the Invoker's position.
Good de-ward by Rico.
Style saved. Ooh. Gossamer Capes are winning them a bit of time.
Crimson Guard already popped though.
Fire just desperately trying to run away.
All on the run. Yeah, Alice is already up top. 1v1 battling the Dawnbreaker.
Ooh, that was an attempt to try to TP out, but a bit optimistic on that one. Mars, yeah, he's gonna get caught as well. Flare has nowhere to go. Flare just submits to his fate. But now, you talk about the Dawnbreaker, she's going to be in between two fires here. Knight's coming in from the side. There's the cold snap. The TP cancels out there. And this Dawnbreaker is looking to go down. But Knight is dropping quite low. The SlashStrike is there as well to try and help them out. But at the same time, they're sieging their high ground. The tier 3 is already taking damage.
Frost Shield is helping out and delaying things, but they need their Mars alive.
Yeah, they do.
Base.
Your team fight is tied to the Snap and the Mars, and if they don't have them, Ricos can't properly fight versus the Radiant side. Unless they find like a solo pick off, which they tried to do on the Dawnbreaker there, and they did actually get that in the end.
They did. Although it was ridiculous how 1v2, he almost killed the Jug. It was crazy. I mean, Dawnbreaker is 3,000 health.
Yeah. I think worst case scenario, the Dawnbreaker just ults to bottom. It just disappears from their sight. They're coming out of the base though. Oh, what a beautiful... This Willow, this guy has been so good. 1k Trash just lands another double root, cancels the blink from the Mars, and he has to drop a panic ulti, only catching the Ogre. And the Mortimer's Kisses only takes the Medusa down to half HP. Now Knight tries to walk in, but Knight's got no HP to go in. 1k Trash just hunting down Rico's. Flare is gone as well. The Solar to buy a bit of time, but Rico's will eventually fall. TA looking for another kill. It is Styles. Awesomer Cape giving a couple misses there. And the natural high ground miss as well after that one. There's the roots. They are on the other side of the gate, but TA still has a blink dagger. And there goes Styles.
Oh, if he put the shield on himself before TPing, he would have survived. But yeah, and this Jug went the kind of a glass cutter route. He hasn't finished the almost, so that Omnislash is scary now, but he just dies in like 2 hits and can't even get close enough to use the Omnislash.
Yeah.
And scary as it is, it's not nearly enough to...
Invo's not done at the hunt, by the way. Wants to kill the Dawnbreaker here. Just scouting if there's anybody around in the area. The Haze Rune, yet takes that one away too. And there we go.
We can be forced. It's gonna have to be happy with that. Ooh, Juggernaut.
That's good. That's value.
Gonna have NTP. No Basher yet, buddy.
Yeah, Basher or Ogre. Yeah, you hate to see that.
Ogre also has a Midas, by the way. Worst, the best Midas user in the game.
Yep.
And he gets the 3 times. That's what you buy it for.
Radiant are scanning.
Solid amount of money.
I feel like we're still waiting for this Jug to kind of get into the game and like see why this hero was picked.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could just insert the meme, you know, the guy's poking with a stick, like, Jug, do something.
Exactly. Okay, wrap around again. You said it from the draft, the teamfight is harder to execute, the lineup is hard to execute by Rico Servants, but if they manage to land everything, there is some potential there. He's just expiring in a minute.
I mean, in a way, their team fight could be easier, but it's where's the TA, where's the Medusa, and where's the arena. Those 3 things will dictate quite a lot, because if both the Medusa and the TA, this is with TA having blink on cooldown, they hit all of their projectiles on a choke point fight, that means the arena wall will block everything, and that is for Ricos to do whatever they want, but that's a couple seconds of freedom that they don't necessarily have the luxury for. Most of the time, the TA is just refracted and you can just insta-blink wherever you want. Look at Mars, though. He's trying to look for an angle in, but I think they might have scouted the Mars. He sees the TA, though. Spear Arena comes out. The Medusa's out. This could be the one, but the BKBs are already up. Knowledge will keep Flare away. Bobkata pulls him back in as well with the Harpoon. Lich ulti thrown out as well. Chelsea is already down. Look at Knight. Juggernaut just have to run away from this fight. The Medusa is too much. 1k Trash just cleans them up as well. Styles will drop. Aowas, he's caught as well. They got the Invoker. There's the Omni Slash, but how much will it really do? It kills the Warpine Raiders, sure, but it's just going to mean he's also dead. 3 buybacks coming in to no real extent, and I think this series is pretty much clapped here. As that Mars is going to be the pretty much last end of Defiance. They caught the Invoker as well outside as he just bought back. But that is pretty much the... I would say the fight that lost you the game in a way. That is too much to deal with.
I mean, you have to... Ooh, this is
okay, that's actually pretty good.
Solid kill.
1,400 gold, by the way.
That's a lot of gold right there.
Knowledge and his over-aggression doesn't pay off again. Still got player X.
Doesn't have that much mana. If this EMP Tornado connect, yeah, that's a really out of mana Medusa.
Nice triple cast stun. Not quite enough though. Still have to go through 1,500 HP on this Medusa.
Yeah. With evasion, 35 armor, so it's not easy. Yeah, the game is obviously not. You know, technically it's not over, but it's It's not looking good for Rico.
You're
Servants.
really
And, you know, it makes you
sugarcoating
wonder.
it.
Makes you wonder, you know, this Juggernaut. Okay, you farmed 30 minutes for this, like.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, I'm also questioning this Sanji Asha instead of Manta style, right? You're playing against TA, you know, even just dodging that melt hit by popping Manta, I feel like that's enough reason to buy this item.
Yeah.
Because what happened last fight, he was trying to run up the hill. Alright, looks like we have a game crash.
Yeah, yeah. Happens.
Because Dawnbreaker
reveals
the map.
Yeah, I thought as much. Like, wooden PC. Can I type it in chat? Can I do it? Good old Dota Day 6.
You can do it. You can do it. I think they'll appreciate it.
There we go. I'm happy. This is for all the old school Dota fans out there who've been playing since 2014 or so. Thank you. I appreciate. I'll actually, I have an applause button. I'm gonna play that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We know where the money.
Yeah, time to invest in a new PC.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like sometimes, you know, I have this like mental exercise when you're looking at the game. Imagine this Juggernaut had 2 more items right now. Imagine that raid band is a butterfly, and imagine that magic wand is, I don't know, it can be whatever he wants. Basher, Abyssal, Skadi, MKB, anything. I still don't think much is gonna change in the fights. Like,
I mean, the way he's taking this much damage, like, it's still an agi hero, sure, but 23 armor, it feels like you need something like 50, 60. You're not like an axe who farms armor or something that just survives all this physical damage to stay long enough, you know?
He just, like, you build full glass cannon the way he did, and then you lack damage, and then you're like, I don't know, you need more damage, but then you're also glass cannon, so you're dying to 3 TA hits.
Yeah.
Right. That's actually what happened last fight. You know, he tried to walk in. TA attacked him 3 times from like 1,000 range away, and he had to back off in healing ward.
Yeah. Still asking for the reason of this pause. DDoS.
Exactly. Yeah. And we got a nullifier coming up for Bob Kata. I really like it. By the way, I gotta say, Bob Kata has been very impressive to me. I feel like a lot of the games on really different heroes.
He's playing an OP hero in this game, but I will give it to him. He has played a good series.
The Dawn is easier, but we saw him on an aggressive Timbersaw. Then we saw him on the Enigma. He's showing quite a lot of versatility, and you know, consistently winning his lane and just having high impact.
Yeah. My MVP so far has been this guy. This 1k trash guy is not 1k trash. Like, he has been amazing.
The name is deceiving for sure. Yeah.
Sure is. He's been amazing throughout this series. Like, he's been the most impactful support player out of all 4. Maybe Rico's in game 2 was, you know, spicy, but they didn't exactly win that game, so.
That's true, yeah.
Game 1, some good SD plays, you know, the Blink Dagger, always Blink Disruption, Alice could catch up, and him saving a couple of people with it, that was pretty neat. But...
You wanna chalk that up to OP hero as well?
Probably not. Snap's strong, and Snap is pretty common these days, but I do have to say Dawnbreaker is actually like a really, really strong hero, but he's played it good so far. Medusa also unkilled this game, the only player, 6-0-12. And we do have that Daedalus coming up very shortly with the Crystal is ready. Demon Edge is waiting to be bought.
100 attack speed with Bloodlust and Solar Crest. 600 attack speed. Can you imagine?
Damn.
Without the Solar Crest, it's 540, but still, he's hitting close to hitting 4 times per second.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's a lot of attacks. I wonder if we're gonna see.
If only there was a halberd, you know, versus a melee hero. Sorry, a range hero.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have a builder
Blair
for
has
it.
it queued
oh
up.
yeah, he's got it queued up. Yeah, you could do it on the Mars. I think.
You know, I wonder if this was the game to try the interesting strat where you bulwark to redirect all the hits, and then you pop Blade Mail on Mars and try to get the music killer. So, you know, it can work.
Interesting.
You need a lot of HP on the Mars, but it can work. Yeah, obviously not happening so far.
Would have to take a while. They're just choking them out outside the base right now. This is pretty much the wait for your opponent to make a mistake. You have TA traps, so with all these placed outside of the base, anytime you see, say, Jug farming these camps or he goes too far away, that could be a go-in sign for like, hey, let's do some damage on the tier 3. Mid is bottom is low, mid's damaged, top is even lower, so
yeah,
those towers will just disappear.
Could have definitely been a dead tower if it was all the same one. Finally, shard, by the way, for the TA. That was from Tormentor. I was kind of surprised they didn't pick it up earlier, especially with the... And there's a Roshan that they're waiting for. The biggest sign for the high ground. Surprised he didn't buy it himself earlier, especially with the Jug going SOI instead of Tempo. Time the silence, prevent the spin.
The man is playing Dota on hard mode.
And there's the Basher, by the way. Instant BKB.
Yeah, he's not taking any second chances.
Yeah, he's probably expecting 5 there. But he's got that Basher, so Jug cannot rely so much on the spin TP anymore. Nullifier, as we said, done for Dawnbreaker, and the second one soon for TA. That means all these Ghost Scepters, Solar Crests, Frost Shields, they're not gonna help. Crimson Guard is well removed.
Is under attack.
Butterfly, by the way, for Netzelos' Juggernaut. I can
get behind that.
Help. There's no MKBs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
can get behind that.
Still don't think it's
now the siege
gonna be
begins.
enough.
You're out of time. This is basically the time is up. Radiant is sieging.
Yeah.
Do you have enough impact with the items that you've built during this time to keep this push away? This will really tell us. Is it enough? Spamming traps. There's the Tornado out. Trying to at least slow down the Medusa. Instant Sinister Gaze, but there also looked like something got bounced back because the Lich got scared about that. Rax and Range Rank Scott. There's the arena. Oh, if he only went for that instant spear. He hesitated and the TA blinked out. He canceled the spear. I think he tried to break the blink and then spear, but I think if he just went for the instant spear, he would have caught the hero. Cataclysm, that's a complete miss. I think you needed this with the arena, but honestly, nothing is going right here for the Dire side right now. Lich ulti is also used. Okata will just take it away. The Willow will drop low here. Lich is trying to finish him off. Ricos will get him.
Nice snipe.
So that is one hero out, but they still can't muster a team fight. Look at how quickly Knight is dying. He gets the Omni Slash off, but it's bouncing all over the place. It's hitting catapults and not heroes, and Knight is on the run away. Lich is going to get caught for the Ogre stun, and they force the Juggernaut all the way back to the fountain. Invoker trying to jump in the backline as well. Still need to get that Aegis out of the way. Vokata, 1100 HP remaining. Another Harpoon jump just waiting. He has that Basher. You mentioned that. This Dawn hits very hard. You get one lucky stun on the Jug. The TA and Medusa can just clean up and finish the job. Ward getting rid of. Knight, look at him go in. He's just gone. The Solar Crest keeps him alive once again. But the Mars is not going to be as lucky if the cookie is out. But Flare will drop. And onto the Invoker they go. They'll catch the Invoker outside of the base. And that should be it. 110 seconds without your mid. Knight's running away. No arena. Even if the Mars comes back in 40 seconds. Fogata trying to finish off Knights. Might have gone a bit too deep with that attempt. They will lose their Dawnbreaker. Medusa still hitting the tier 4 towers. Dawn instant buyback. Gets the ulti to send him back into the base, and now fighting versus Knight. This Juggernaut bashed, stunned. Oh my goodness, that's just brutal. Well, unluck, guys.
Well, that's the game.
That's the game, that's the series, and Forbidden Psychology will move on.
Forbidden Psychology moves on, and Rico Servant drops down to the lower bracket, where they'll have a second chance. Yeah, not quite the closest game 3 we're hoping for, maybe. Solid performance by Forbidden Psychology. It seems like they kind of figured out the weakness, maybe, in Rico Servant's gameplay. You know, just going for this double carry. Greedy mid, greedy carry, and it's, you know, Rico Servants didn't really manage to put on the necessary pressure.
Yeah, and you have to go all the way back to game 2, right? Their opponents had a super greedy draft. They didn't get punished for it. They actually won the laning stage with those heroes. All the way to this game 3, where I think they might have picked 1 or 2 wrong heroes. I'm literally staring at this Juggernaut that is just not a good hero in this meta right now. And the itemization choice was just not correct. So I think there's still something that they can look at, like maybe they were his personal calls, maybe they're items that he's used to playing with, but they didn't really provide him anything impactful into this game. Like with that Mask of Madness, could it have been another item that could have maybe helped him farm faster? Say instant Maelstrom into something that then allows them to team fight after. The hero is just not in a good place. It's really hard to play around a Juggernaut when the skill disparity, when we talk about the high level ceiling of Dota, it gets even harder and harder to actually execute a proper Juggernaut. There's a reason why Insania and the boys are saying like this is like a bottom 3 hero, and I totally agree. But you know, maybe I think they have good ideas, they have good execution. I think their supports are really that are honestly carrying this team. Rico's and who's the other guy?
Styles, yeah.
Styles, yeah. They looked great. Like, these supports looked really, really good on their side. So maybe that's something that they can at least, you know, they have a foundation to build on.
Yeah. I think, honestly, again, like, they have potential, but they gotta figure out these issues with the draft. I feel like they tend to pick these strange carries. Yeah, just like you said, this is the second Juggernaut actually that they're picking. So yeah, if they could kind of clean up their strategy in that way, I think yeah, I was also, you know, pretty good Invoker performance. Not quite enough to carry the game, but yeah, definitely the better team won today. And yeah, we'll have to see if Rico Servants managed to claw back through the lower bracket to face him to maybe a third time, potentially.
All right. Well, I was just talking with production at the same time, doing a bit of plans here for this tournament in the course of these next few days. But tomorrow we will be back once again with 8 p.m. another best of 3. Looking at the bracket, it's going to be Casually Masculine versus Mrusni Pari Chistiruce. Is that even close?
Well, almost right.
Almost right.
Mrusni Pari Chistiruce.
Ah, okay, okay. All right, so almost on point. That's going to be up tomorrow at 8 p.m. I don't know who's co-casting with me. Is it SlashStrike? Is it Stamanen? Is it potential, I don't know, Nico Baby, who guys you have in Bulgaria? But I will be here at least. So for today, I want to thank SlashStrike. I want to thank all of you folks out there. Thanks to Dota Masters Bulgaria for having me and allowing me to stream these on my channel. Slash, you have any thoughts about today? I think we did get a pretty sizable best of 3.
Yep. Thank you too. It was a pleasure casting with you. I think we had a game 1 especially was pretty fun. Pretty interesting turnaround. Hope the viewers enjoyed it. I guess your co-caster for tomorrow is going to be left as a surprise.
Maybe.
So you guys will have to tune in to find out. And but I'm sure we'll be casting again together.
I'm pretty sure we will. It was a pleasure having you on board. But all of you folks there, we'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Until then, take care of yourselves. Good night and bye-bye.